All right, sweet. So here we are on a fresh character, just finished the campaign, hot off the press. So hello everybody and welcome to an in-game guide to Path of Exile. Now this video is going to be quite different from other videos that you may have seen. This one is going to be essentially an in-game walkthrough where I explain pretty much every choice that I'm making, again on a brand new, fresh character for the in-game experience. So as this is going to be a pretty long video, there are a couple things I want to cover here just real quick. If you're looking for more concise resources, there are a few videos that I have linked in the description. The first is my overall beginner guide to Path of Exile. If you click on the link, I've timestamped it to the end game section, so you don't have to worry about the early game stuff if you've already beat the campaign. The second video is one on upgrading any build, which covers things like importing your own character into Path of Building and then understanding how to make some changes, modify your passive tree, for example, for more efficient nodes. And then it also features an exact example of trading another player to get an upgrade to your gear. And this is going to be something that you do all the time, so highly recommend that you familiarize yourself with trading other players. Finally, if you are a brand new player to Path of Exile and you somehow stumbled on this video, I actually have one in the description, which is a full campaign walkthrough. So the campaign of this game is basically the tutorial. So here in the end game video, I'm already assuming that you've completed the campaign, aka the tutorial, and you have that baseline knowledge of Path of Exile. So if you do not, that video is in the description. Go ahead and check it out first. All right, with all of that being said, let's now dive into the end game of Path of Exile. So, cool thing, everything that you do here in the end game revolves around upgrading your character, whether it's getting better gear, whether it's leveling up and getting, what is this? The help panel, get out of here. Sorry about that. Whether it's leveling up and getting new nodes on the passive tree, whatever it may be, everything revolves around your character and growing in power. It's actually pro tip here. We can actually just log out, log back in, and it'll take me directly to the center of where we need to go. So the vessel in which you will be upgrading your character is by running maps. Maps are the end game of Path of Exile. So the first thing I'm going to do over here is talk to Commander Kirak, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to give me a choice of 4 maps. Now, you probably already have some maps from just playing the game and leveling up through the campaign. I'm going to check here. So all my tier 1 maps, I have Gardens, Scriptorium, and Siege. I don't have Bone Crypt, so this is just a min-max thing. You don't have to do this, but because I don't have a Bone Crypt, I'm going to go ahead and take this one from Kirak. Boom. So you can leave maps unidentified, but I highly recommend you just use a wisdom scroll on it, look at the modifiers, bada bing, bada boom. So the cool thing is that maps are just a way to get more loot. It's that simple. You go inside, you kill a bunch of monsters, you kill the boss, you TP out. So there are definitely in-game quest lines, but those will be naturally shown to you while you just play maps. So before I actually go here and put the map inside of the map device, I actually recommend that you check your resistances. So when you kill Katava, both in Act 5 and then here in Act 10, you're going to get -30 to your resistances for a total of -60. You kill him twice. So I'm sitting here at 70, 79, 73. So for this guide, I am playing on a hardcore solo self-found character, neither of which I recommend that you actually do. The reason why I'm doing this is hardcore, just so you know that what I'm doing works, because on hardcore, if I die, I lose the character. So if I haven't died yet, it's probably working, right? And then here, solo self-found, all that means is that I cannot trade, I cannot interact with other players, period. I have to acquire everything on this character myself. And I figured for, teaching purposes, this will be a little more relevant. But for you, I recommend that you just play the normal league. So in this case, it's just Settlers League. As soon as you open up the game, there'll be a blue banner. You just click that one, don't click any other options. That's the default league, go for it. So again, that being said, the first thing I recommend you do is check your resistances. Here, again, 70, 79, 73. We're looking for, well, on most characters, it'll be 75 is the max. I just have a source of max res here, so +2 to all max res. I have +1 lightning res right there. I have +1 fire res right here. I have +1 all res here. That's because I'm playing hardcore. I want to be a little more tanky. But for most characters, you're probably going to have a max of 75. So these are actually okay. I would be comfortable going into maps. You still can probably get some pretty massive upgrades as soon as you finish the campaign. And the way I recommend you do this is just look at all of your gear and then try to determine the weakest links. So for me, this helmet has a bunch of life, double resistances, probably, pretty good for right now. This chest piece is terrible. I might just try and roll a couple chaos orbs on it, but it is a 5 link. I got pretty lucky and dropped it as a 5 link. Obviously that matters a lot for my main skill. The more links you have, the exponentially more damage you're going to deal. So the 5 link over a 4 link is pretty dang important. But I could, toss a couple chaos orbs on it, see what happens. In fact, let's just do that right now because the stats on here are very low. 14 strength is low. % armor evasion, all that stuff's very low. The life is low. Fire res is basically the only relevant stat on this thing. So we're just going to toss a chaos orb or 2 on this and see what happens. Boom. We got 95 life, no resistances. So we lost the fire res. We gained a ton of life. I could make this work. We could go craft on the fire res. And then we can probably fix our res elsewhere. So let's go ahead and look. So that's decent. So I'll keep it for now. Again, I am playing solo self-found, so I have very limited currency to work with right now. But if you're on Trade League, especially if you got a couple decent drops, like a unique item that's worth a couple chaos, or you got a straight up Divine Orb drop, very lucky, good for you. Sell the Divine Orb, you can get a ton of upgrades for very, very cheap. Highly recommend that you do that. But in this case, let's just keep looking here. This amulet is pretty garbage. The only reason I'm using it is because of the leech, the life leech, and the mana leech, especially the mana leech. So for right now, I'll keep the amulet because the leech is very important. It has some res as well, resistances, so pretty good. This ring, it's a Chaos Res base type, which is very good. Amethyst rings are probably the best base types you're going to get. Chaos Res is pretty rare, so it's great to have that. But other than that, it has Lightning Res and Life. Not the best ring, but I'll probably keep it for now. These boots have 30% movement speed, a little bit of Chaos Res, a little bit of Cold Res, a little bit of Life. Not bad, but not amazing. But the 30% movement speed is very good, so I guess I'll keep those for now as well. The belt is decent, you know, decent life, and then double resistances. These gloves have quite a bit of life and double resistances. Well, I guess triple technically. You know, has lightning res by itself and then cold and lightning res crafted. Those are pretty good. This ring has. This is probably, wait, this has open affixes. So here's another thing. When you're looking at your gear, make sure that it doesn't have open affixes, because if it does, you can craft a modifier. So all these white modifiers at the very bottom says master crafted suffix modifier. So there's a crafted suffix from the crafting bin. So I recommend going here to the hideout. Anything that doesn't have a crafted modifier on it, just put it in there. So I know it doesn't have a crafted modifier because there's no white modifier, and I know it has open modifiers because rare items, these yellow ones, can have 6 total. This one has 2 prefixes and 2 suffixes, so it has both an open prefix and a suffix. Basically what I'm trying to say is, because we lost fire res on this, we're just going to craft fire res like that. Boom, there's more fire res, and then we can look at our resistances and look, oh no, our fire res is a little bit better, and we're low on fire. We're low on all of them, but we're basically capped cold res. So what I'm going to do is just craft fire and lightning res on this ring, and it should pretty much cap us. So again, I have higher resistances than most characters right now because I'm playing hardcore and I just spec'd into it. So I have, you know, plus max res here, plus max res there, plus max res here, etc. So you will probably have a 75 as your maximum resistance. But here, I think this might actually be capped. I think cold is 79 for me. So I think we're looking pretty good. And again, look at the videos in the description below if you're wondering on how to do like exact trading with other players to get upgrades. So as soon as you kill Act 10 Katava, you're going to be transported here to the Karui shores. And then make sure you talk to Lani over here. Lani gives you a book that gives you 2 extra skill points, which I have right now. So I'm going to go up here. So I leveled up as essentially a slam character using Sunder. And then I actually got Volcanic Fissure of Snaking from my first Labyrinth, because there's an option to change a gem into a transfigured version. I got Volcanic Fissure of Snaking. This is a very good leveling gem. It's probably a bit better than Sunder, so I just decided to go with it. However, my plan is to transition into Earthshatter, which is a Warcry-centric slam, which is why I'm going into these Warcry nodes right now. For right now, this is like a leveling tree. I'm going to unspec these 2 nodes right here. I'm going to unspec these 3 nodes. I'm going to unspec these probably this entire section over here. But we don't need to do that right now because Volcanic Fissure of Snaking is going to be just perfectly fine for mapping. And also, one other thing that I'm sure you guys are wondering right now is stashes, stash tabs. What the heck do you do? So if you just finished the campaign, you're a brand new player in all other aspects of Path of Exile, I highly recommend that you now purchase the First Blood starter pack. I think it's $20, and I know $20. It's you know, not the cheapest thing out there, but think about it like this: you spent what, 20, 30, maybe even 50 hours in some cases going through the campaign. So you've already put, you know, a decent amount of time into the game. And on top of that, with that First Blood starter pack, it's going to give you, you know, a couple MTX. I think it gives you a stash tab on top of that, but it also gives you 200 points. And points are what you use here in the MTX store. And then under here in stash tabs, you then can spend those points on other stash tabs. That's why I recommend you buy the starter pack specifically, because you get some free, you know, stuff on top of $20 worth of points. Cool thing, every 3 weeks, there will be a stash tab sale. There is a website, I'll link that in the description below, I suppose. There is a website where if you just look at the top, it'll tell you when the next stash tab sale is going to happen. So I recommend that you wait for that to happen. I recommend that you get a currency stash tab. I recommend that you get a map stash tab for sure. And then finally, a fragment tab. These are the 3 tabs that I recommend because these 3 are going to be the vast majority of the items that you're picking up while you play the game. And if you have stash tabs that store everything, they're just going to stack inside of there instead of filling up your other tabs. So again, that is a currency stash tab, a map stash tab, and a fragment stash tab. And it doesn't look, even on sale, I don't think you'll have enough actually to buy all 3 of those with just the First Blood. So it looks like you'll have to spend like $25, maybe even $30. But again, you're going to get a lot of time. If you just finished the campaign and you're still excited to play the end game, you're watching this video, you're pumped out of your mind, you're going to get a lot more hours out of this game. So yeah, it may seem like a lot right now to drop $30 on a free-to-play game, but trust me, it'll be well worth it. All right, all of that said, we have now fixed our resistances. We're sitting at a decent life pool here. Let's go ahead and do our first map. Again, all maps is a zone where you go in, you kill the monsters, you kill the boss, you leave. It's that simple. Don't overthink it. So here's what the build currently looks like. Again, this is Volcanic Fissure Snaking. I will be modifying the build into Earthshatter at some point. I don't need to do it right now because we do plenty of damage. not too worried. So I'm just going to slam the ground, use my war cry occasionally, just slam things and look for some loot. Also, the current league mechanic is Settlers League, so I'll probably talk about that here in a bit because I'm assuming it's going to go core. Again, if you're watching this video after November 15th, 2024, you can tell me if it went core or not. You can laugh at me if it didn't. Oh well. But I'm assuming it will because there was a lot of stuff that went into it. Also, your loot filter once you get into maps is quite important because, number one, it filters out all the garbage loot, so it saves you time because if it's not, you know, out of sight, out of mind, as they say. If you're not seeing it, you're not even going to think about picking it up. So recommend that you modify your loot filter. At this point, it's hard to explain without me showing it, but there's a website called filterblade.xyz. If you have a loot filter, that's likely the site that you've been using. So I'd recommend you go on there and then you download at least the semi-strict filter, if not the strict filter. Semi-strict is what I would use as a bare minimum after you complete the campaign, but strict is also perfectly fine. It's not going to hide that good of things. Don't worry. Like, oh, strict filter, it's going to hide a bunch of stuff. As a new player, I could make use of it. Nah, it's really not. It's just going to, you know, hide a bunch of more crap that you didn't need in the first place. So forgive me if I stumble over my words here. I'm not going to show every map in its entirety every single time. Don't worry about it. I'm going to only come on the recording here when I'm talking about something that's relevant to the end game. You know, I'm trying to try my best to not be redundant with the information that I provide. So I apologize if I'm kind of stumbling over my words right now. All right, so boss is now dead, and you see that we have an Atlas skill point. Welcome again to the end game of Path of Exile, where we have another skill tree. Beautiful, the Atlas tree. Don't get intimidated. All this is doing is essentially, if you like a certain type of content, you can spec into it on this Atlas tree. Other than that, it doesn't actually like provide any power to your character like your actual, you know, passive skill tree over here. This has life and damage and all that stuff. This one is purely just what type of content do you want to do? Spec into it on this tree. So the first thing I do on a new character, doesn't matter if I'm playing solo self-found, trade league, doesn't matter, is I go over here to this node right here, Obsessed with Vengeance. Maps have an extra 20% chance to contain Jun. Jun is the Betrayal league mechanic. Betrayal gives you access to some very nice crafted modifiers. Again, every single piece of gear that you have should have a crafted modifier on it, assuming that you know, it has an open affix on it. So I highly recommend that you go over here to Jun because it's only, you know, 3 points, the first 3 points. So each and every time you complete a map, you're going to get a point on this skill tree. But not quite. It's specifically the bonus objective of every map. And a bonus objective is different based on the color of the map. So there's 3 colors, white, yellow, and red. For right now, you're only going to see white maps. Those are tiers 1 through 5. Those are white maps. So for all white maps, the bonus objective is to kill a boss of a magic or higher version of the map itself. So remember when we took the Bone Crypt off of Kirak, it was a blue, a magic version. So as long as we just run the map, we kill the boss, we're good to go. Now this means that for all other maps that you obtain, which now I recommend you actually go into your hideout, you could place down an Atlas device here in your hideout. I recommend that you do that. You're not going to use the Atlas device in the Karui Shores. These, for example, this is a white map. So if I just run this by itself, it's not going to give me the bonus objective and it's not going to give me the skill point. Very bad. So the bare minimum is you go over here and you slap an Orb of Transmutation on. I also like to put 2 mods on it because magic items can have up to 2. And you'll see here the item quantity is 19, the item rarity is 11, the monster pack size is 7%. If I add another modifier, now we're at 32, 19, and 12 respectively. All you have to do here is read the mods, make sure that they're not going to instantly kill your character. Mainly, it's just going to be Reflect. I don't even think you can get Reflect in white maps, actually. I think that's only a yellow and beyond. Reflect essentially is you deal damage and then you take a portion of your own damage back to your character, which is very bad because you're going to be dealing a lot more damage than you have health. So Reflect is an insta-kill modifier on basically every build. Always roll over Reflect. Other than that, you're really not going to have to worry about the modifiers on white maps. Just make sure that it has, if it's a blue map, 2 modifiers. If it's a rare map, just make sure it has nothing that'll kill you. It's that simple. My point is, do not run the white maps as the white rarity like this. I'm going to want to transmute this map as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to transmute. Boom. It has 2 modifiers. We're good to go. Neither of them are Reflect, so we don't care. I'm just going to double check. I highly recommend that you double check everything. Again, I think only Reflect can roll on yellow and beyond, but just be safe. Better safe than sorry. And then here we go again, 2 more modifiers, and it's a blue map. Bada bing, bada boom. That is now what you're going to be doing for the rest of the game. You put in a map, you run it, you kill the monsters, you pick up the loot, etc. Now there is a lot more to do, again, such as, you know, putting path points on the Atlas skill tree here, and then upgrading the gear on your character. There are so many avenues to do it. This is where the exciting part comes in. So from this point going forward, I will only hop on the recording here when I'm doing something new. I'm not going to show you me running every single map, you know, getting every single skill point. I'll just show you like what I'm pathing towards generally, explaining all that stuff. If I get a new item that drops that's really good, I'll explain it, etc. So I'll see you boys in a bit. All right, and one more thing I forgot to explain is while you're doing maps, you're going to get other maps that drop. Obviously, you're going to want to run them as well. But at the same time, you basically want to only run maps that are giving you these skill points, which if you've already completed the map, you're not going to get a skill point from running it again. So you have to do, you know, unique maps, not the rarity unique, but different maps, you know? And an easy way to tell is just hold the Alt key. So see here, it says bonus objective incomplete, bonus objective incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. So you know we are good to go. Just simply hold the Alt key to see all that stuff. All right, so here's the first league mechanic that I'm encountering in a map. This is Expedition. You've probably seen it in the campaign. This one's actually pretty good for solo self-found. Gets me some nice gear. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put down these little explosives here, put them over here. Probably get that actually, and then put one like right there. And then the last one can go with all those monsters over there. And let's see what we get. Okay, so the first one that I did dropped a logbook. This is actually going to give a ton of loot. I'll run this directly after the map. That is very lucky. Very nice. All right, and then another thing I actually forgot to explain, my bad, is that you know the map is done when it says in the top right, if you hit the tab key just to cycle between your maps. Map complete, that simply means you killed the boss, you have the extra point from the map. Also, I wouldn't recommend leaving a map if this says more than 50 monsters remain. You don't need to check every single nook and cranny, but I would recommend that you know, give the map a scout because you probably missed like 2 or 3 packs of monsters and they could give you some nice loot at the very end of the map. So if this says less than 50, you're also good to go. You can just lead the map. So here's that logbook that we got earlier from Expedition. What I'm going to do is I've tossed my single alchemy orb on it. We have attack, cast, and movement speed. We call that turbo. Physical damage is cold. Physical damage is cold is pretty bad, but not the end of the world. Reduced extra damage from crits doesn't matter because I'm going resolute technique right here. I can never deal crits, so I don't care about that mod whatsoever. And then avoid poison and pale bleeding also does nothing, and hinder on hit is simply a slow. All right, so let's pop this over here to our Expedition vendors. So if you didn't know, in your hideout, you can click here, that little caret, click edit. I know it's a lot of stuff on the screen. Click here, decorations, and I think you can search by NPC, or they're here at the top here under utility. And then you can put in like all the different NPCs that you've interacted with on your journey so far. So here I have the Expedition guys. I'm gonna show Expedition map. Slap this bad boy in. We're just gonna take whatever one. I'm just gonna click this one. I don't even care. Let's get into it. All right, so this is what an Expedition logbook looks like. So for this mechanic, when you're in the logbook specifically, I recommend that you go for the reward chests. You can see what they are. Like here's a currency chest, that's a fossil chest, etc. If you're brand new and you don't really know what anything else does, just go for the currency icons, the little chaos orbs here. So currency over here, there's 3 of them there, 1 of them there. So I'll probably start by going around like this. Also, I'm pretty sure this icon right here is a boss. We got a boss on our very first logbook. This is incredibly lucky. Not only did I get a logbook from my very first Expedition encounter, I got a boss in that very same logbook. That is crazy lucky. So we have 18 charges here. You can keybind to any league mechanic key. In this case, I have it on V. So I press the V key and it, for this league mechanic, places the explosive. And then to remove an explosive, I can go Shift V, boom, take it back out. So I'm going to basically make a path here. I'll probably just go down in a circle like this, come around and snag the boss at the very end. So damage cannot leech is very bad for my builds. I'm actually going to redo these 2 right here and make sure that I put it here so that it's not making this chest green. So see how it's highlighted green? Now it's not. So that's currently going to blow up the chest and then give me that modifier. So if I put it here, we're good to go. So it's not green. I'll put it right there and then I'll slam around. So now I have access to the boss fight right here. A little bit extra reward. All right, this is actually pretty dangerous to do right at the start of our mapping experience, but let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Take a few risks.
This might come
If I wasn't completely capped on my resistances, I absolutely would not have done this. But we are capped, so let's just see it. Amber oil, not terrible. I'll go down in those extra areas after I get all the kills up here. Catalyst, kind of cool as well. Not entirely relevant for me right now. Did we get these chests? We did. When did I put something? Ooh, Despot Axe, very good. Reaver Axe is one-handed. Don't really care about that. Care about two-handed axes. As I'm going, again, a slam build. open all the chests as well. Rogue markers. Heist is something I never do when I'm playing in Trade League, because you can just buy everything. But here in solo self-on, I might have a use for heist eventually, so I'll go ahead and pick that up. Level up our gems as well. I wish there was a hotkey to level up all your gems at the same time. I think in Path of Exile 2 there will be, which would be very nice, and hopefully that means they're adding it into PoE 1. It'd be very, very nice to level up everything at the same time, you know? It's all good. All right, we have Corrupted Blood. I think I have removal on that. Also, I'll talk about flasks. That made me think of that. Talk about flasks after this expedition logbook is done. Flasks are very important. Oh, he just comes out of the ground. I thought I had to go down there to fight him. All right. Should have enough damage here and tankiness to not really worry about his attacks. We're playing the Juggernaut after all, the tankiest ascendancy in the game. And looks like we're good to go. See ya, buddy. Runic Crest and 14? Did he give me 14? He did. Wow. All right, cool. And then we have a little section right here. Go down here. Let's see what they got in store for us down here. Could be the best loot in the game. You never know. You never know. So no matter what the league mechanic that you're doing, so again, we're doing Expedition, doesn't matter. It's probably just kill monsters. Welcome to Path of Exile, where the entire game is basically just kill monsters. There are a lot of different monsters, and those monsters drop a lot of different loot. But at the end of the day, you're just killing monsters. All right, so a pretty successful little logbook here, I would say. The reason I know I'm done is because I'm looking. I don't see any more icons on my map. No more chest icons or anything. I went down to this little orange door, so we're good there. We killed the boss up here. Looks like we are chilling. Also, I recommend that you bind a portal to a hotkey. So you go here to the UI. No, it's input. I'm trolling. Go to input. And then where it says drop portal, which should be like a mouse button. Here we go. Use portal scroll at the very bottom. I'd recommend that you bind that so you can instantly just bam, push it, and then go inside your portal if you get in a scary situation or something. All right, check the loot real quick. This one axe is very good, but unfortunately rolled poorly. This one has, one resist on it. That's a terrible chest piece. Those are like, okay, gloves attack speed and one written. They're pretty bad. I don't know why I said they're okay. They're bad. All right, sell everything because it's all trash. Basically, if it doesn't have life and resistances as a piece of armor, you probably don't want to use it. And if it doesn't have, a lot of damage on a weapon, you probably don't want to run it. But again, if you're playing Trade League, which I'm assuming you guys are watching this video, just because you don't use the item doesn't mean that someone else would not want to. And then you could sell it to another player. But again, life resistances and then damage on a weapon. If it doesn't have any of those, it's probably not a valuable item. You can just vendor it. All right, this is an incubator. This is from the Delirium League mechanic. This one, it says adds an incubated map to an equipable item. So you just right-click this, put it on a piece of gear, and then after 2,900 monster kills, it'll just drop me that map item for free. All right, the last thing is that by doing that mechanic, we got a bunch of reroll currency here at Gwynin. I put her all the way over here because she sucks, but I might as well use it because I'm playing SSF. Hello, Gwynin. Thank you. Need to change my hat out there. All right, so this person is essentially a, random gambler vendor. So I'm just going to buy a couple belts here, see what we get. That is straight up trash. Very interesting. We're just going to buy these as well. I want some gloves, nothing else here. And then the reroll currency, the Astragali. Click that button, it rerolls her entire window. Glorious Plate could be good. Nope, it's absolutely dog. This is why I put her all the way over here in her little isolated corner, because she's terrible. All right, that was a little excursion into the Expedition logbook. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention here is as soon as you're done with the campaign, killing Act 10 Katava, type /passives into your chat box. If any of these say 0, go back and do that quest, because that quest reward gives you a passive skill point, which is very, 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 very valuable to your character. The only exception here would be Deal with the Bandits. If it says 0 from Deal with the Bandits, you might have taken a reward from the bandit. Illyria gives you all resistances, Oak gives you some life, I think, and Creighton gives you movement speed. So if this says 0, you probably took a reward from the bandit. No big deal. But the rest of these, if they say 0, go back and do the quest to get the reward because it gives you a passive skill point. All right, so here's another league mechanic here. This is Delirium, just a big mirror. When you walk into it, it's going to turn the screen gray, and it's going to spawn a butt-ton more monsters and give you some rewards here at the bottom. You just get more rewards the more monsters you kill in a quick succession. So just keep on moving through the map and killing stuff as fast as you can. Also, it does make the monsters significantly harder as time goes on. Keep that in mind as well. So we got an item right here that is a fractured item. It's a leather belt. So a fractured item is simply going to have a mod that cannot be changed whatsoever. In this case, it is maximum mana. Tier 10 maximum mana, which is absolute trash. But keep on the lookout for these ones because they can get some pretty nasty modifiers, and then you can easily sell them or craft a big upgrade for yourself, because again, that fractured modifier is always going to stay on that item regardless of what kind of currency, like a chaos orb or something that rerolls mods. It'll always keep the fractured one. Trial Master, this guy is pretty trash in his current state. He might have received some buffs in the future, again, if you're watching this video like post November 15th 2024, but for right now I'm going to skip him entirely because he's just way too dangerous and doesn't give enough rewards. So right here, I just killed the boss, and I still have more than 50 monsters remaining, and I know I skipped a lot of stuff, so I'm actually going to go back here and finish off these packs of monsters, because again, I could get some pretty good stuff, and I'm going to get a ton of XP. So here we go. We just picked up our Obsessed with Vengeance node, so we have a 20% and then another 10% from this node, 30% chance to get Jun in any of our maps, which is very beautiful.
No one will be able to tell.
So here's the first example of Jun. Just had those guys pop out of there and try and assassinate me. So the basic with this league mechanic is there's gonna be a bunch of lines. It's like one of those like schizo, like connect the dots, you know, tinfoil hat boards. But just click the right option. It's that simple. Execute. It's gonna give plus rank to an enemy here, and plus rank just gives them like more rewards when they show up, more or less. That's the basics of it. Just click the right option. Sometimes it's gonna say bargain, sometimes it's gonna say execute. Doesn't matter. Both of those are very good options. Bargain means they're gonna drop some loot for you, which is what you want, because I will take that into my hideout, talk to Jun, and she will unveil the modifiers, and then I can get those crafted mods like I was talking about earlier, which are very powerful. So my inventory is full here, so I'm going to go ahead over to Jun. Any item that has this mod right here, it's called a veiled modifier. You can see it's like a little misty thing. You just want to give these to her, and then she will unveil them and reveal whatever the modifier is. So in this case, I don't care what is already on the item. It's very uncommon for you to get an item that is good, and then you want to unveil something also relevant to the item. I'm just going to look at these mods and be like, oh, this could be useful for me, so let me unveil it. Now, this adds fire damage, adds cold damage, is going to be available in my crafting bench right here. So now I basically unlocked it for me to use on any other item. So when you drop a veiled item, you don't really care what the other stats are. Just when you unveil, just choose one that seems relevant to your current character or something you might want to use in the future, unveil it, and then it unlocks it here on your crafting bench. So here are the big ticket stuff. This is why I mainly do this right at the start, is fire and chaos res. I like to call this one just dual res basically, but it's chaos. So you already have, from playing the game, you have like fire and lightning, fire and cold, all that stuff. The veiled modifier is fire and chaos, lightning and chaos, cold and chaos. And again, chaos res is extremely important. However, I've already unlocked this modifier, so I don't really need to take it. But if you look at this belt, it has cold res and chaos res already. So if I unveil fire and chaos, this belt is gonna have 40% chaos res, 20 fire, 20 cold, and then I can craft life on top of it. That is just pretty much a straight upgrade over my current belt. So I might actually use this one. This is the example I was talking about, where normally you don't have to worry about the rolls on the item. In this case, I kind of want to use this belt. So we're going to craft on fire and chaos res, slap this in here, craft on life. All of a sudden, that seems like a pretty good upgrade over my current belt. I lost some fire res, but who cares? I can probably fix that elsewhere. Here it is again, lightning and chaos, but this one has the white bar here, which means I've not unveiled it yet, not unlocked it. So boom, we click that one. Bing, new crafting unlocked. Bada bing, bada boom. So now that I've got these Jun nodes here, what I'm going to do is actually make a straight path all the way up to here to this node. I'm going to go around here on the left side and grab this final node here, which is Commissioned Officer. Maps have a 6% chance to gain an additional Kirak mission upon completion. So when I mentioned earlier that you want to be specifically completing maps that are incomplete, right? The bonus objective you have not done yet, therefore you'll get the Atlas skill point, which if you have a map tab, you can easily tell by this white line under it. That means I've completed the bonus objective on the map. If you run out of maps that you currently have, now I still have some others here, I'm good to go, but I'm explaining this right now. What you're going to do is you're going to go over here to Commander Kirak, go to purchase items, and then you're going to hold the Alt key. Now you can just go through his menu because he always sells maps. If this says incomplete, boom, I'm going to buy it. Again, I'm not going to do this right now because I have this map in my stash ready to go. Just when we get to that point, it's very important that you get Kirak missions, because every time you do a Kirak mission, it's going to reset his vendor window and allow you to choose new maps to complete for those skill points. So long story short, I'm just going to book it straight up here to the center, grab this node, and get extra Kirak missions for those map completions, because everything in the end game here, especially early on, revolves around completing your maps, getting those juicy skill points. All right, here's another league mechanics called Ritual. This one just gonna have some monsters like an altar. You just kill the monsters at the altar, you pop it, it's gonna spawn more monsters. Once you kill them all, it'll give you a chance at some rewards. So every map will have either 3 or 4 total altars. You see I just completed the first one, 1 out of 3, so that means we know that there are 2 more altars somewhere on this map. I recommend that you don't even bother looking at the rewards until you complete all the altars in your given map. All right, we just completed the third and final ritual altar, so I'm going to click this button, and we get a Chaos Orb, a really bad helmet, another really bad helmet, some divination cards for some really bad helmets. Very nice. A fractured jewel, which has no use for me. That's also useless, so I'm just going to buy the Chaos Orb, the Scouring Orb, and that's it. There you go, ritual. Okay, that enemy there just gave me a lot of maps. So the cool thing about this game is that enemies can have affixes just like your items, right? So you have prefixes, suffixes, they all have different stats, different modifiers. Enemies have the exact same mechanic, and the harder the affixes on an enemy, the more rewards it's going to get. And there are also some rare affixes, such as this one, which just gave me a butt ton of maps. Essentially, that enemy had an affix that converted all of his loot drops into maps instead. So you're not going to see that all the time, and there's tons of different ones out there. Like there's all jewelry, all weapons, etc. Fractured items. There's some really cool ones. So that's just like a little thing there. Also, I forgot to mention with ritual here, a couple things about the mechanic. First is this reroll here. It costs 2,000 tribute. You just get tribute by killing the monsters inside of the rituals. So for 2,000 tribute, you can reroll the entire selection here. I don't recommend you do that very often. But if you have an item that is very expensive and you want to buy like 2 other things as well, what you can do is click the defer item option here. You'll spend some of your tribute here and say, okay, I want this essence later on, so I'm going to defer this. So the next time I see ritual as a mechanic, this essence has a very high chance, basically guaranteed, to come back into that ritual. As long as it has this icon here, it means it has been deferred. Sometimes it can last for like 2 or 3 rituals extra. You don't have to like re-defer it every single time. As long as it has this icon here, you're good to go. It's safe until you see it again in a ritual, and then when it loses that icon, that's when you need to defer it again if you still don't have enough money to buy it. And as I'm going through the early maps here, I just realized that if you have been trying to do maps and you keep kind of falling over, dying repeatedly like 3+ times per map, ideally you shouldn't be dying at all in your early maps here, because every death is minus 10% experience, so you're going to be, negatively impacting the ability to get stronger, because you get stronger by leveling up, getting passive points, so you don't want to die. If you have been dying, I recommend that you go back and check the videos in the description, namely the PoE beginner guide on the section on how to stop dying, all that stuff. And the easiest way to do that, again, would be trading another player. You can absolutely get very, 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 very strong upgrades on your character for like 3 to 5 chaos orbs max per piece. Sometimes even like 1 chaos per piece of gear that you have. Some very good upgrades. So be sure that you have tried trading other players. If you haven't, because that is going to be your biggest upgrade for sure. Katama? I just killed Katama. Why am I fighting him again already? What is this? Some of the maps reuse bosses and other enemies from mapping, or from the campaign. You may or may not recognize. This fight is pretty much identical to the campaign version, just, a little harder because it's in the map now. All right, here's another League mechanic here called Legion. You just hit the big purple obelisk and then run around, look for the monsters that have the little icons above their head, just like an expedition, like weapons, armor, jewelry, currency, all that stuff. Go over here. That's just a generic chest icon. It could give me anything. Might as well kill him. I'm almost out of time. Omega Low needs more damage, it looks like. And then you just kill him again. You get to kill him twice. That's right. 2 kills. All right. Given that we are currently in the Settlers League, I thought I would, be able to use the League mechanic here a little bit. So Faustus, this guy, he's in your hideout as well. You can click Black Market, and then you can gamble for some items. So I actually want to try and get a chest piece upgrade here. Again, it's just the 5 link. That's good. The rest of the stats aren't that important. So we're going to go here, do an armor body, because if I somehow get a 5 link and especially a 6 link from this guy, and it rolls with all red sockets, I'd be very happy. So we got a 4 link with some not terrible stats, honestly. It's not the best either. I have 12k gold. Let's do another one, see what happens. Okay, let's do another one, see what happens. 1,000 armor with some life and some cold res, but it's only a 4 link. Let's try a weapon real quick. I think it's 2,000 gold for an axe. Okay, it's garbage. That is a 6 socket with T2 flat fizz. That's not bad. Oh, it's a timber axe. No! So the base type of an item matters a whole bunch. And this is a timber axe, which is a base below the one that should be here. So that's unfortunate. All right, unlucky. Didn't get anything useful. Might as well try, though. So here's another League mechanic right here called Abyss. Abyss is just a big green circle on the ground. You follow it. It poops out monsters. And that's it. You kill them. Welcome to Path of Exile Endgame, as I already said. You just kill a bunch of monsters. Lots of fun. All right, here's another League mechanic called Blight. It's basically just a big tower defense. Easiest one I can recommend for this is just go fire towers and cold towers. Cold towers slow them, fire towers damage them. Pretty simple. Also, I removed my camera. I'm just kind of chilling. Took a little lunch break. So I figured camera will come like on and off for the rest of the clips here. So I'll come back to you once we complete this one. Fire and cold towers. All right, and then into this League mechanic, you get little chests. These are randomly spawned, unlike some of the other ones. We can kind of like target what you want. These are just random. And then this is the main one here. These are your oils, boom, boom, and we'll be able to use those here in a little bit. I don't think I can get anything with this combination, but long story short, oils let you anoint your amulet with a random passive skill. Well, it's not random. It's based on the oils that you put in. So for example, if you wanted to see what it is, just hold the Alt key. So this node right here, if you wanted to anoint it, would require a silver and 2 golden oils. Those are extremely rare, not going to happen. And then something like this has just, much less rare oils. So basically, I'm just going to farm it up, see what I can get. If you're on trade, though, you can just buy whatever oils you want. And here's another league mechanic here called Breach. I just popped it. It's just a big purple hand on the ground. And this one, as you would probably be able to guess here, it just spawns monsters. And then occasionally, there's those little hands that spawn in as well. Get some fragments from them, and then once you get 100 fragments, you can spawn in a little boss zone. But that one's very simple. Just a ever-expanding circle. That one is really down to the location, so it spawned kind of like right here-ish. So in this case, it's a big wall right here, can't spawn over there. It's a big circle, just expands outwards. So if it was like in the middle of a room, like right here, basically, it would be a little bit better. But for the most part, Breach is just, a little bit extra monsters here and there. Not a big deal. And then here is yet another league mechanic. This one is called Harvest. This one I actually recommend that you do no matter what, every time you see it, because it gives you some very, very good rewards. So long story short, you're going to get Life Force. So here, it just, top is the worst, bottom is the best. These are just the monsters that will spawn. The blue guys here are going to give more Life Force. This is yellow, blue, and then purple. I actually don't have any purples here, as you can see on the map. So I'd recommend that if you have a choice paralysis, to choose the yellow one. It's slightly more expensive on the trade league, but they're all pretty close in value. So basically, just look at the bottom number, whichever one is bigger, just choose that one. Bada bing, bada boom. I'll get back to you once we're done here. As you can see, when you kill the monsters, they just drop Life Force. You pick it up. It's that simple. All right, then here is yet another league mechanic. This is actually the current league, Settlers League. So I'm unsure if in the future this league is available. Sometimes they add them permanently to the game. Sometimes they do not. I would imagine, given the development time that was required with this league, it's going to be permanent. Anyway, for this one, this is the hardest node, the Verisium. You have to hold this button down, charge it up. Actually, be very careful here. I might not even go all the way. I'm going to stop at like 135 or so. The monsters get way powerful, as you can see right there. It's got chunked big time, and you need to be kind of careful here. Let's just keep running around. Be very, very careful with the Verisium. The other nodes, not a big deal whatsoever, but the Verisium specifically, the one they have to hold and charge up, be very, very, very careful with these monsters. If you're not quite cooking with your current build, I would recommend you just tap it, charge it up a tiny bit, and then move on. Hey, look, a unique leather belt. Pretty cool. Also, be on the lookout there. Some of these maps will contain crafting recipes inside of them, so just make sure that you are not skipping any crafting recipes, and they're almost always going to be right at the entrance to the boss room. So as long as you've killed the boss, remember, map complete up here in the corner, that means you've killed the boss. As long as you've done that, the crafting recipe, in this case, it was right here. Just make sure you're not missing any of those. Okay, just dropped a pretty interesting helmet. So if you did not know, you can hold the control key to just compare and contrast your current equipped item versus one in your inventory. So my current helmet has a little bit of intelligence, a lot of life, a little bit of cold, a little bit of lightning res. This one has a lot of life, a lot of cold res, and then some accuracy rating. However, I don't need accuracy on this character, once again, because I'm running precise technique, which says my hits can't be evaded, aka I don't need accuracy rating because I'm always hitting enemies. So not good for me, but still a pretty decent helmet. If I want to make another character at some point, I'll just slap that bad boy in there. The flat accuracy rating and the percent accuracy rating are both very nice to have. So one other thing I forgot to mention here is for a lot of mechanics, there'll be a way to store the resources from it. So in this case, Expedition has this little locker. You can put it in your hideout again by accessing the edit menu and then clicking the decorations here. And then you can just scroll down. It should be like over here somewhere. Yeah, you see it's right here. Anyway, what you're going to do is make sure that the affinity is toggled on with this little check mark. If it's not checked, what's going to happen is if you have that currency or anything related to that mechanic and you put it in your stash, it's just either not going to work like this one, or it's going to put it in like the first available stash tab, like that, for example. So what you want to do, and this works for your regular stash tabs as well, the affinities, is make sure the affinity is on. Then when you're coming over here and banking things in your stash as normal, say I'm on this screen, I just control click, boom, it doesn't go into here. Instead, it goes right into the appropriate storage container. And it works with your regular stash tabs by simply, if you have just like this one, for example, you can right click, set the affinity down here. I believe this works on regular stash tabs, not just the premium ones. Premium just means you can name it, you can color it, whatever you want. But I believe you can do affinities on regular tabs as well. Okay, cool. So one of the cool rewards you can get from Ritual is the Audience with the King, which is the boss fight. So we just got one here. I don't have enough, so I'm gonna click the defer item. Boom. Might as well do these exalted shards as well, since I don't have enough for those. Confirm, and now those two things are gonna show up the next time I see Ritual. So check out, whoa, also this ring is not bad. Unfortunately, the base type is complete and utter trash. Iron ring is like literally level 1, but dexterity, life, and that's T2 chaos res. Very juicy ring. I might snag that and see if I can finagle that one on. Finagle? That's not a word. Pretend like that's a word. I might try to see if I can equip this.
Yeah, my family dies early. Really? Yeah, I don't have anybody but my brother.
Oh, all right. Interesting. All right, we've got a pretty interesting, unique axe drop here. Rage on melee hits, very nice. And the one rage grants physical as extra fire damage is also pretty interesting. The physical damage roll, unfortunately, is from 100 to 140, and we rolled 104. So basically, minimum. Also, Culling Strike is essentially 10% more damage. Just anything that's 10% or lower health. When you hit them, bam, they're dead. Here's a little tip. There's a program called Awakened PoE Trade Macro. Highly recommend you guys download it. I'll leave it in the description. And what this does is you can hit the hotkey Control D, and it'll tell you basically stats on the item. You can search by specific stats if you want. So let's do this chest piece. You can see it like res, strength, life, the armor and evasion rating, stuff like that. The links as well up at the top. So for this, I'm going to just compare it to my current weapon. This axe is looking like it's 398 physical damage per second. This one is 457. But remember, we have cool things like Culling Strike, the 5 rage on melee hit, and every point of rage grants 1% of fizz as extra fire. We can kind of think of that like, you know, I think it's 47 max rage, so 47%, you know, fire damage on top of my physical damage. It's like pretty good. Honestly, I think I'm going to put this on. If I could get a lucky 5 link, let's see what happens. So, a couple things here. We just got our final point. I now have Commissions Officer to get those Kirak missions. What I'm going to do now is just come straight down these diagonals. There's another cluster for Kirak stuff over here. Each one of these small points gives you another 2% chance to get a Kirak mission. Same thing over here. This diagonal, straight from the middle, 2% chance per. And then these nodes at the end of them are actually quite good as well. So, I'm making my way towards those. The second one is to remember to allocate nodes in your Pantheon. You get the Pantheon starting Act 6 and beyond. So, if you're watching this video, you have all of these nodes probably. I like to do Lunaris for mapping. Gives you additional physical damage reduction and movement speed for every enemy nearby, up to 8% for each. Pretty good. And then for this one, I usually just run the life flasks, gain 3 targets every 3 seconds if you have not used it. So basically, you know, if you're in the labyrinth or in a sticky situation, you can probably have your life flask up when you need it. You can also do things like Gruthkul. Gruthkul's okay. Shikari is okay for poisons if you find yourself dying to damage over time a lot. And then there's also Ugul. Ugul is, you know, it's okay. Chance to reflect hexes means that when someone curses you, you can probably just curse them back. But for the most part, I just run the life flask one and then Lunaris, excuse me. All right, it's got a pretty big upgrade to my current amulet. I don't really need the life leech because I'm using a skill called Blood Rage right here, which gives me 1.2% of physical damage leached as life. So we have the mana leech on this amulet. It also has a bunch of life, some resistances, and that's about it. So we got a pretty good upgrade. Nice. All right, so I put the amulet on, had to open prefix. We crafted on physical damage to attacks. I also changed around my passive tree a tiny bit. I dropped these 2 nodes right here. I was just using these while leveling for the dexterity and intelligence. And that required me, so I lost the requirements on my gems right here. So like vulnerability, faster attacks, etc. So I literally just came here to Lily, said, all right, Lily, give me all those gems that I lost requirements for and let me buy them at level 1. So Lily sells every single gem in the game, basically, in your hideout at level 1. So the ones that I didn't meet the requirements for, just, you know, bought them again at level 1. I'll level them up. Not a big deal. It's much better to just, you know, get an upgrade, put it on, and then fix your gems later on. All right, so here I have finished all the maps that I have dropped and that were in my stash already. So I can tell because, again, that little white line under it means I've done the bonus objective. So every map that I don't have the white line on, or I just straight up don't have the map, we are out of maps. So what I'm going to do now is go over here to Kirak first. Always check his inventory. Hold the Alt key down. I'm just looking for incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. Here's the first one. Bang. Here's the second one. Bang. Here's the third one. Bang. Here's the fourth one. Bang. All right. So I just entered my first yellow map here, and there is an NPC chilling right here, waiting for me to speak to him, called the Envoy. Speak to him. Doesn't really matter. Just click, click, click. And it says, complete the map as the Maven watches. So here we go. All right, cool. So the boss is dead. The Maven's right there. And this is one of those in-game quest lines like I was talking about. So make sure you pick up every green item that you see is, again, a quest item. So pick that up. And what's going to happen now is we're going to talk to Mr. Kirak here, bada bada ba, and then click on our map device. All of a sudden, poof, this little option appears here. So the in-game quest line here, as you can see, the Maven collect map bosses in tier 6 plus maps, and you're basically just going to make sure that this option is toggled on, such as that every time you do a yellow map or, you know, any map tier 6 plus, and then it'll go to 7, 8, etc. And that's all there is to it. She's going to buff the boss, giving him speed, healing him a little bit, giving him more damage, giving him slows, whatever it is. So she makes your maps a little bit harder, and then you'll progress her quest line. That's how it works. So here's another expedition mechanic here, talking to Tuyin, however you say his name. He's going to have a bunch of currency in his window, and then all you have to do is haggle for a good price for him. I like to just go like slightly under half. slightly towards half, and you pretty much end up getting the item for about half price most of the time, such as that. I was a little over there, not a big deal. I'm gonna get these. Boom, that's like slightly over half. Sometimes it's gonna be over. Most of the time it's gonna be about half. So yeah, we'll just keep going until we run out of currency, which I just did, you know, because I haven't done Expedition that much, but it's just a nice little way to get some extra currency from Tujin. Don't forget about that. So there's another lead mechanic right here, the yellow sulfite. You just click on him, it gathers it. Delve. This is a completely isolated league mechanic, unlike some of the other ones. So if I ever go into Delve on this character, I will obviously showcase and explain a little bit of it. Otherwise, I probably just will interact with this guy. Cool, we just dropped a blighted map. These are kind of like the expedition logbooks, but for the blight league mechanics, so the tower defense one. Just gonna be a ton of loot, ton of monsters, and if you successfully do it, it's gonna feel pretty nice. So I might run that here a bit later, we'll see. Then here's another really funny loot drop here for monsters. This one, every single monster in the pack drops the same item, and in this case, it is an opal scepter. However, I'm not using scepters. If I were in Trade League, I would definitely pick these up and ID them because there's mods like +1 level of all spell gems. We didn't get it, GG. But very good mods for casters. You might want to check out those if you were to get them in Trade League. So at the end of that map, I got the Maven's Invitation. That's from the quest line here. I killed the 3 tier 6 or above bosses. So now I'm going to slap this bad boy in. And all an Invitation is just a mini boss fight, but with multiple bosses at the same time. So this one is green, so it's a quest one, so it's not going to be nearly as difficult as some of the other ones that we'll encounter later on. All right, and that's it. So you get some loot from it. You can just pick up the, you know, the good stuff, whatever, and then you get an extra Atlas skill point. So I forgot to say here that because I'm on SSF, I will need some essences. So here at the very start, you know, the straight line up to the middle, you get a guaranteed essence on every single map. So I'm just grabbing this as well. Now I'm going to book it down this other diagonal. I finished this one, so I'm gonna book it down this diagonal and grab this node down here. That's the plan. All right, so I've gotten to the point where I have ran out of new maps to do. All the maps that I have, I've either completed the bonus objective, or the ones that I haven't completed, I simply do not have the map. So the next step to do at this point would be to go over to Kirak, go back to his inventory and check the maps. However, we've already done that. All these maps I've already completed. So we have to refresh his vendor window, and this is where the Kirak missions come in. So right here, this button to the right of where you put in the maps, click that, go to the white one, and then hold the Alt key on these. You might get a mission just like this one that has not been completed. You're gonna run that, and actually as soon as you click activate, you can come back to Kirak and go to his vendor window to see that they have been reset. And here we go. Boom, there's another map that I haven't completed. So you just keep doing that over and over. And again, that is why the additional Kirak mission upon completion right here, these nodes and this node up here are so important. All right, so here's another facet of the Betrayal League mechanic with Jun. Once you see this exclamation point above her head, that means one of the safe houses are ready. So if we go to this menu here, we can see here that the intervention safe house is ready to go. Now, there's a lot that goes into this league mechanic. There are plenty of videos online if you want more details. But essentially, the way I like to think of it is, if you have a safe house ready, just click the button and just go in. Don't overthink it. Now, certain members being in certain roles, intervention, research, fortification, and transportation, depending on where the person is, that'll depend on the rewards that they give you in the safe house. But for the most part, you're just going to click the safe house button when you see it. If you want more details, again, look up a guide. All right, there we go. We've killed the encounter. So on Aisling, the only option is going to be interrogate, and then we're getting information here for the mastermind of the whole operation. She's also going to drop some stuff. Bada bing, bada boom. And then over here in these places, based on the people that you have in the same wing. So in this case, I had Aisling, Haku, and then somebody else. I forgot who. You're going to get some different rewards. And here should be Aisling's. Let's see what we get. Boom, 3 scarabs. Let's go, baby. So getting here, I've ran out of maps. So here I am looking at my Kirak missions. We have 2. This one has complete the harvest. This one has complete the expedition. So they're both pretty much the exact same. So I'm just going to do this one, and we're getting there. All right, got a pretty decent helmet here. At first glance, it doesn't seem that way, but then you hit the Alt key, and you realize that the health is hybrid health and armor, which means if I take this helmet on over to the crafting bench, I can still craft life on it. Or health, I just said health. Oh my god. So chaos res, cold res, and it'll have like basically 100 life versus this current helmet, which has, you know, a little over 100 life. It also has cold and lightning res. The chaos res is much more valuable, especially because I also got this little belt right here, which has life, double resistances, and wouldn't you know, an open suffix. So what we're going to do is try and put these on. I'll be right back. If I put on this helmet right now, I'll lose these stats here because I need the intelligence right here. So the easy solution, I need 21 more intelligence. I just leveled up, put this point here. I can just take this point out for right now, put the intelligence right there until I get a better piece. That's because I'm on solo self-found. If I was on Trade League, I would simply buy something that also has the intelligence. Speaking of, well, not speaking of, but let me try and reroll this life. So every time you craft something on, you can also just reroll the crafted modifier, but you're going to need the Orb of Scouring plus the original cost to do so. So I rolled 56 life out of 70. That's literally minimum. So let's try again. 69 basically went from minimum to maximum right there. Very nice. So now we put on this helmet and we look at our resistances. We are capped fire, capped cold, and not capped lightning. And then we have pretty nice chaos res as well. So we can then swap this belt off and we have capped fire, basically capped cold, just a little bit off, overcapped lightning, and then we lost a bunch of chaos res. So what that means is that we can go to this belt right here and say, okay, I want this to have cold and chaos resistance on it because we did our Jun crafting and toss 3 chaos to get this roll, and that's probably worth it for me, honestly, because this is a pretty nice belt otherwise. So I'll craft on cold and chaos res. All of a sudden we are now capped on all of our elemental and we're back up to 33 chaos res. Then we slap these boots on and we look and uh-oh, we're missing some more cold res again. These also have an open suffix, so we're going to say, all right, you go in here, say cold and chaos resistance, boom, and we are looking at all capped resistances for elemental, 32 chaos. That's I think it's slightly lower than what we had before. We can actually check that real quick. What did I have before? 35. So it's basically the exact same chaos res, but if you look at my max health, we now have, I think that's the right belt. Yes, we now have 4.6k instead of 4.5k, and we have a bunch more armor. I don't know exactly what we had before, so 4.3k armor. We look at all that, so we have 4.7k armor, so I guess we lost a little bit of armor. Actually wasn't a lightning res capped either. Oops, and now we're capped lightning res. Anyway, we gained more life, we have the same movement speed, and we lost a tiny bit of chaos res. These are more just side grades, quite frankly. I don't know why I did all of that, but hey, there you go. I guess we just side upgraded everything. That just goes to show how this belt was actually pretty dang good beforehand. 40% chaos resistance, 21 cold res, 20 fire res, and then some life on top of it. That was a pretty dang good belt, honestly. So maybe I could swap this back on. But these, honestly, these pieces give me a little bit more wiggle room, so to speak, because they have higher life, higher resistances and stuff. So it's nice to have stuff in the back pocket. And these boots, can't forget the life regen, the flat regenerate 56.2 life per second, and then the 19% increase in life regeneration rate. Both of those are quite good. So I guess we did this is a net positive experience overall, I would say. Now I just need to fix my sockets on everything. So let's just 4-socket that real quick, get a blue socket on it. Easy. All right, put that back in, and then the boots also get 4 sockets on them. We don't care about links. Boom. There we go. Put that bad boy in there and there. Boom. Oh, they need a green socket. Yes, we do need a green socket, unfortunately. Let me fix that. There we go. Yeah, it's fine because we can put it in the helmet. Boom, done. And then put Blood Rage back in. All right, so this gear, any gear that I think I might use again, I'll just keep it like over here or something. Just put them right there. Put all of our auras back on, and we are back in the fight. We are now capped on all elemental resistances. A little less chaos, a little more life regen, same movement speed. So more side grade than anything, but still a slight upgrade. Never mind, actually, because I just saw that this has just straight up fire res crafted on it. Now I have fire and chaos. So what we're going to do, because we're overcapped on fire res, we're going to type in fire and chaos resistance here, slap that on instead, and now we have even more chaos resistance while still retaining our caps on all of our elemental resistances. Also, this ring can have slightly more life. This I crafted on while I was in the campaign still, so now I have like 20 more life on that thing. And yeah, we're looking pretty solid now. So in this situation here, I once again have bought out all of Kirak's inventory. I don't have a new map. Then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to look at them, and oops, also don't have a new map. So let me just pop a random one. Not going to complete it. It's going to refresh his window. We come back. Oh, look at that. All of a sudden, got a map I needed. Got another map. Actually, I have that one. I know I have that one as well. Don't have that one, so buy that. Then we come back here, and we check once again. Ooh, look, a unique map. I highly recommend that if you have a unique map that you haven't done, obviously, just run the unique map. Don't even look at anything else. So, Wahaku, Waharati, whatever, how you ever say this map, we're going to run this one instead of any other option, because it does count towards your bonus completion for skill points as well. Also, I kind of didn't say it, but once you have a pretty steady supply of alchemy orbs up and going, which should be after, honestly, like 10, 12 maps-ish, you probably should have a good amount of these. You should always start alching your maps because, simply put, you'll get more modifiers, and more modifiers equals more quant, more rarity, more pack size, aka more loot. So once you have a steady supply of alks, like honestly 5, 10-ish, just start alking every single map. Don't bother with the transmute orbs anymore. Phew, that is a very annoying boss. Glad we are finally done with that. Also, I'm putting my last point here. I now have the Jun points here, the little essence here like I talked about earlier. We have the middle path for the Kirak mission, got this diagonal with the Kirak mission, and this diagonal for the Kirak mission. The next thing I will probably do, honestly, I will probably go for the Sacred Grove. Harvest is very powerful here on solo self-found, so I'm going to have to get as much of it as humanly possible. So I'll probably go here for Sacred Grove. So right there, I just rolled over Reflect Fizz, and then I rolled into Players Cannot Regen. Now, Regen is not that scary for me because I am leeching, but this also has Extra Fizz as Cold and Shocked Ground. So I'm taking 35% increased damage, and the monsters are dealing, you know, almost double damage, essentially, with 86 Fizz as Extra Cold. And I can't Regen, so that's also a super dangerous map. Gonna roll over that. And this is much, much, much better. Oh, cool. All right, so I just got a pretty interesting, unique chess piece here, Utula's Hunger, plus 986 to maximum life if there are no other life modifiers on your equipped items. And that rolls from 700 to 1,000. So we got a pretty good roll here. Just for reference, if I was on Trade League, this would currently be worth, you know, a pretty penny for league start or like early league scenario. Not bad at all. Pretty interesting. I don't know if I'll ever use it. No life means like even this roll right here, the life regen and the life recovery or life regeneration rate and the flat life regen, you can't have any life, including obviously maximum life. So very interesting chess piece. I don't know if I can make use of it. So one thing I really haven't discussed quite yet is that now here in maps, because you're getting so much more loot, you're obviously going to want to pick it all up. And that's pretty much a big no-no. So right now, I'm basically just picking up things that are relevant to my character. So the way I think about it is every single jewelry slot is always valuable. So rings, amulets, belts, always just pick them up, ID them. I'm also using two-handed axes as my weapon. So any two-handed axe that I get, or rather any two-handed axe that will show on my filter, you know, the good base types, I'll ID it. Just why not? And then also I want armor or armor/evasion like this helmet right here, because these can roll just like that. Hey, look at that. Spell suppression, which is a pretty valuable stat that only is available on dexterity gear. But I also want armor. So armor, dexterity, aka, or strength, dexterity, armor, evasion rating. Also looking for that stuff. So meaning wands, pure dexterity items, that kind of stuff. I'm just keeping it on the ground because it's not of use to my character. If you're on Trade League, obviously you can still pick up whatever you want, ID it. It might have some value to it, but it's also going to slow you down. So just keep that in mind. So I got another pretty cool drop here, the Shade of Solaris Wand. This one gives you extra of every single element as extra chaos damage. And then you have 200% increased spell damage if you've dealt a crit recently. This wand with a poor roll like this is still like 25, 30 chaos. So if you got this pretty early on into a league, or even right now for a new player, that'd be quite a big money drop right there. But unfortunately, again, it's really of no use to me at solo self-found. All right, then here's a mechanic that you likely saw inside of the campaign, and it also is here in maps, the Vile Side Zones. Just read the modifiers here. Make sure they're not too dangerous. You don't have to go in here, but they do give you some pretty interesting loot sometimes, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in here. As long as it's not like, you know, reflect damage or anything, you can probably run it just fine. All right, unfortunately for me here, these guys are kind of annoying because this zone rolled with monsters cannot be leached from, and that is my only way to recover mana aside from just waiting for it to come up. So it's just gonna take way too long to kill them. The loot is not worth it. Portals are disabled here, so goodbye. All right, and I think that is it for the end of day one, I guess technically, because this is an in-game guide. So it took me about 2 days to go through the campaign. I actually forgot to do this when I finished the campaign. So I played for about 10 hours on this account. I would assume it took me probably about 6 hours-ish to do the campaign. That's usually about what it takes me on a fresh character. Let's just say 7 hours. So I've been doing maps for about 3 hours and 30 minutes. Let's do a quick rundown of the gear. So we're looking at the same exact axe as we were using during the campaign. This is, again, 450 DPS. Not a great axe, but still just fine, just serviceable enough to progress through the early maps. The helmet has a decent amount of life, cold res and chaos res. That's the important part, the chaos res. Honestly, the other helmet was not that bad, the one that we just upgraded from. So I'll be looking for a better helmet still. The amulet has mana leech, fire res, all res, life, strength, which is also extra life for me, extra damage and life. And then open prefix, so I crafted on fizz damage. It's a pretty good amulet. as with everything, we're still looking for upgrades, but this is pretty good for now. I don't see myself getting a nice little upgrade for a while. This ring is actually quite bad. It just has lightning res, chaos res, and a little bit of life, so that could absolutely be upgraded. I could probably go buy a white ring from the vendor here in the epilogue real quick and see if we get an upgrade, actually. Let's see. Do you have an amethyst ring? You do not. You do. I'm blind. All right, here we go. So we scour that, and then we alk it, and okay, it's not an upgrade. I was trying to prove a point, but that's okay. Still, this ring is like super bad. Let's use my 1 chaos orb on it. Boom. Yeah, that's still not an upgrade. Point still stands. That ring is pretty bad, so we're looking to upgrade that. These boots, again, we just upgraded these as well. Well, I say upgraded, big quotes on that one. And no, these are pretty much an upgrade because they have the same amount, actually more life. They have the life regen rate, same movement speed, more armor, and the cold and chaos res. Those are pretty good boots for right now. This belt has, double res, the crafted res, and then 105 life. Pretty decent, but looking for an upgrade. These gloves are actually quite decent. They have, lightning res, the crafted res, and then quite a bit of life. So those gloves are decent, I'd say. This ring is not terrible. I wish I didn't need that cold res. Yeah, I do. I'm like barely overcapped on cold res. So unfortunately, I can't change that to a hybrid cold and chaos res. But it's still not the worst ring in the world. I'm looking for, obviously, life on every piece of gear. This does not have any, but it has, the strength, which is a tiny bit of life, I suppose. The fizz damage is nice, but still looking for an upgrade. And then finally, this chest piece is nothing special whatsoever. In fact, this is quite poor of a chest piece. The more I look at it, I'm just using it because of the 5 link. I could get some extra stats on it, but, it's not the end of the world. I'll probably look for a chest piece. I've been trying to gamble from Mr. Faustus over here. I can actually do 2 more gambles real quick. I do want to save some of this money to put in my town while I get offline for the night, so they produce like crops and stuff for me. Got a 6 socket with some garbage stats. You got some garbage stats. I'm just not going to gamble. It's not worth the money. Anyway, I've been trying to do that just to see if we could pull a random 6 link out. It's not happening. Here's what the passive tree looks like right now. It's pretty much the same tree as I leveled up. I still have not removed my leveling points like over here. The only points I have removed are these 2 right here. The dex and int I no longer need. And the accuracy rating is totally just useless for me because I'm running resolute technique. I don't need accuracy at all. So I just took these 2 points out here. But other than that, I'm still going to remove these 3 points here, these 4 points right here, and then pretty much all of these points over here as soon as I can. And then this int node right here, I need this extra intelligence, unfortunately. And then we will transition fully into Earthshatter after that. So I'm still actually using Volcanic Fissure of Snaking. It is doing perfectly fine. We are at how much map completion? 37 out of 115. So let's just call it, 1/3 of the atlas is done, more or less. Here's what our atlas tree looks like. Again, we got the Jun nodes because we needed those unveils. And then I got the extra essence because I'm on solo self-found. You can still probably do it on Trade League. It's perfectly fine. Then we got the Kirak mission. Right now I'm speccing into Harvest over here. And then actually what I'll do is I'll finish up taking every single one of these small nodes. Now, normally on a passive tree, you want to path towards, other things like these notable. Same with this passive tree, right? You want to path towards these little spiky border guys because they have, more potent effects. This is +10 max rage. And then something like down here, for example, this is only, +3 max rage, +3 max rage. So this node is, much more potent, especially because you only need 3 points to get into it. Those are called notable skills. If you didn't know that, boom, now you do. So long story short, you basically want to path only towards these notables. Once you get one, you want to go towards another one. However, the exception here is on the Atlas tree when you're first starting off your Atlas, grabbing all of these nodes, the 2% chance for 1 monster in each of your maps to drop an additional connected map is very powerful because if you did not know how map drops work is that if you're trying to get a new map such as this one right here, I have not completed Relic Chambers. The only way Relic Chambers is going to drop is if I am running in one of the connected maps. So a map can only drop from an adjacent map. So if I'm running an armory, I have a chance to drop a Relic Chambers, which is why the Kirak missions are so powerful because you can ignore that and simply just buy all your uncompleted maps, such as this one, which I kind of want to buy, but I don't have 3 alchemy orbs because I spent them all. So these Kirak missions here, that's why they're so potent. It's because it gives you that easy Atlas completion. So this is also to further boost your Atlas completion. You just max this out. I believe it's 50% if you grab every single one of these small nodes over here. So these 2 right here, this one right here, these 2 right here, this one here, these 2 here. So all of the 2% chance nodes, you grab all of them, and then you're looking at a much better chance of completing your Atlas early on, which the whole point is to get to the end game, the actual end game, quote unquote, which is red maps. The red maps are tiers 11 through 16, and that's when you start getting the big boy stuff. So yeah, that's about it here at the end of day 1 for the end game. Again, that's about 3.5 hours into mapping and whatnot. That is our current status. I will check back in with you momentarily for you and for me in the next couple days or so. I don't know, whenever I play the game again. Goodbye. All right, cool. So I just got a 5 link here on Cone's Primacy. It's not a big upgrade over the Vol. Oh, by the way, welcome to day 2. Yeah, this is started day 2. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back. It's not a big upgrade. Has way slower attack speed, has about the same damage, but it also has the every rage also grants 1% of fizz as extra fire, which is a lot of extra damage. Also, it gives me Culling Strike, which is essentially, 10% more damage. You just kill anything that's 10% or lower health, so you can treat that as 10% more damage. It's not a terrible weapon, but I got a 5 link, and I really want to swap over to Earthshatter, and I basically needed this 5 link setup for my auto war cries. I'll explain more once I get there. So first, I'm going to have to get 5 red on this thing. So let's see what happens. Not good. Okay, well, we didn't get 5 red. And that's not likely to happen. So I just used up all my chromatic orbs trying to get 5 red on this thing. It was kind of a dumb move because strength and dex equal weighting. So red and green sockets are going to roll at the same exact frequency. So not the wisest idea, but we do have a red 5 link here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Earthshatter in my weapon like that. And then we will just use the links in here as well. So that'll now be my main attack. We need overexertion support and pulverize. Swap that off. Then what I'm going to do is slap in all of my auto trigger war cries into this, and we'll choose a 4 link for now. So the first one is going to be auto exertion. Bang. The second one is going to be, I don't even know why I have Flesh and Stone and Pride. We're not going to use those. Auto exertion, intimidating cry. Let's go cry. What are the war cries? Seismic cry for the area. And I'm out of alterations. No way. I'm out of alterations. Bang. 1 alteration. Now we go back. Go to you. Say hello. I would like Infernal Cry. There it is. All right. So for right now, we are only going to use 3 War Cries on Auto Exert. And then we will manually cast Rallying Cry, which is off of my links right now. It's right here. So we need that with Urgent Orders, which we can go like this. Put that up there. Herald of Ash, we're no longer running. And then we'll go Rallying Cry right there. Boom. War Banner can go back in. And Urgent Orders can go on. Oh, that was supposed to be there. Rallying Cry. Boom. Done. Alright, so we shouldn't need any of these gems. So goodbye to Volcanic Fissure, Herald of Ash, Fortify, and Close Combat. Put this axe in here just in case. So now we have our mana reserved by auto exertion. So the way that this works is that it reserves 15% of my mana per war cry that I have socketed. Right now I have 3 war cry socketed, so that's 45% mana. So we're going to activate auto exertion and Herald of Purity. We have some mana reservation nodes on the tree, so we're still looking like we're pretty good on the mana pool here. So I'm going to try and get a 5 link, put in 1 more war cry, but this is a green socket right now, so we can't do that. And now we have Earthshatter up and going. So Earthshatter is going to look like this. I'm going to slam the ground. These spikes will come out, and I'm going to war cry, and it's going to explode the spikes. But to do this for real, I'm going to have to unspec some points here. We're just going to get rid of these leveling damage nodes, I like to call them. So it looks like we're going to lose some overall damage. However, in reality, Earthshatter is such a good skill that will be perfectly fine. So I'm going to first start by grabbing these nodes up here. I think I'll go here for the cooldown recovery rate. So you get 15% damage, but this one gives you cooldown recovery rate, which is very important. This one just gives you Warcry speed, which doesn't really matter that much. Then we're getting Warcry's Exert, 1 additional attack. Then I'm going to go down here for 3 passive points, speed, but then mainly this anoint here, or this notable here, Admonisher, which gives me 15% increased damage for each time I've Warcried recently. I'm going to be Warcrying a lot. Then finally, I want this Mastery here, which says Warcries cannot exert travel skills. Honestly, I wish they would change this to the opposite, so I wish this Mastery would say Warcries can exert travel skills, because by default, a travel skill is, Leap Slam. I don't want Leap Slam taking my Warcries, because they provide very potent bonuses, or the exertion of the Warcry. So I wish by default they just didn't exert travel skills, and then if you wanted to do it, you could make it on this Mastery here, but, it's alright. I can spend an extra passive point. Ideally, I'm going to anoint this node right here, but that means I'm going to have to play some Blight, the yellow tower defense mechanic, and I'm going to have to pick up the right oil there is an opalescent oil. It's not super rare, but it is a bit rare, so I'm going to have to farm some Blight to get that. So I would save all of these passive points, and then I would drop basically this entire section of the tree, and all an anoint is, by the way. Anoint just means I would get this node for free, and you put it on your amulet. So you get 1 passive skill you can anoint on your amulet for free. That's my goal, is to get this eventually, and then it lets me drop basically this entire portion of the tree over here, save a ton of passive points. But when we get there, we'll get there. Not a big deal. Other than that, my tree looks pretty solid for going into Earthshatter, so let's go ahead and check it out. Hey, look at that. One of my maps rolled with areas contain a blight encounter. It's a little enchant modifier on it, just randomly dropped like this, so I guess I'll run this one first. So we need some blight. Let's see what happens. So here's just what Earthshatter looks like so far. My attack speed is a little bit slower, but my damage is significantly higher than what it was, because those spikes that come out, each one of them can overlap and hit the same target. And that is very uncommon for skills to have a lot of like shotgunning built in, essentially. So Earthshatter is a very, very, very powerful skill. It's one of the straight up most powerful skills in the game right now, but it's definitely the most powerful slam skill for melee by far, just because of those spike overlapping mechanics. So I dropped an amethyst flask here for some chaos res. I'm not capped chaos res right now, so I might as well just slap it on. See if I get some good mods here. It's like, okay, chance to avoid being shocked. Sure. We'll slap her on, but now we have a little bit of extra chaos res while that flask is up. Whoa. Okay, we just dropped this chest piece here, which has triple res, not the highest, but triple res, 108 life, which is not bad, but then we have a 121% increased armor. That is not a bad chest piece at all. It is a pretty big upgrade over this one, that's for sure. But it's only a 4 socket, so or 5 sockets. We're gonna have to 6 socket this, potentially get a 5 link on it. It's not amazing, so I don't know if I want to spend all the currency to do that. But this is a very nice chess piece, honestly, so we might figure this out. We'll see. And I just realized we just have a 4 link here with 4 red, so if I just get 4 red right here, like that, we can just slap it on like that, and it's just straight up an upgrade. Nice. So we do lose a little bit of chaos res by doing this. Now we are giga overcapped on our other resistances, which means I can change this to a hybrid chaos res. I think that was the only one that didn't have it. That is correct. Lightning and chaos res it is. Boom. All right, so now we have basically the same amount of chaos res. We have more life, and we are way overcapped on our other resistances. So that's good for certain pieces of content where the resistances get lowered. So very nice. All right, so I got a slight upgrade over my other chaos ring here. Has 17 on the base, 32 lightning res, 51 life. This one has 16 all res, which is tier 1 roll. Very nice. Max roll. A little bit of fire res. The mana and energy shield are irrelevant, but we can still craft on. I don't have 2 algorbs. I guess we need to wait for 2 algorbs. Then we have an upgrade. All right, so we just got the next quest step in the end game quest line here with the bosses. This one is pretty interesting. So instead of Maven now witnessing our maps, we can choose also the Searing Exarch. And there's going to be another one coming up soon. Basically, all it does is spawn in a bunch of monsters that are relative to the Searing Exarch, and then they can drop some currency items. That I already have a couple of them. You can get them also just randomly, but this is the main way to get them. That reroll implicits on rare items, body armor, helmet, gloves, and boots. Even items that don't have implicits, like these boots right here don't have one. These gloves right here don't have one. The currency that we're about to get gives us new implicits that are exclusive to the currency. Very powerful, very cool effect. And of course, we're making progress towards a new boss fight as well. Very cool. All right, so now with this new ring on with the crafted life, we have basically the same exact life, 4375 or 4735, 4738. So I guess it's a slight downgrade in terms of life, but look at the resistances. Now we're like insanely overcapped, and we have a little more chaos res as well. Very nice little ring. All right, this is the first legitimately scary enemy that I've encountered. This is a Soul Eater hasted enemy from a Legion mechanic there. So he got like extra juice because there's a bunch of enemies around him. That was could have been really bad. So be on the lookout for that modifier, Soul Eater. Every time a Soul Eater monster, or every time a monster dies near a Soul Eater, the Soul Eater takes their soul, and they get increased attack speed, movement speed, cast speed, damage, all that stuff. So very scary. All right, so here I have this jewel that has no relevant stats to me, but I have 2 jewel sockets on my passive tree that are empty, one right here, and the other one up here. So what I'm going to try and do here is put this in. This is why I'm doing the harvest mechanic. I can just reforge this to get a guaranteed life modifier. Very high chance this rolls % increase maximum life. Unfortunately, right there, got damage recoup, so we're going to roll again. We got max life, cold res, and area damage. Literally all 3 of those stats are good for me. So then we slap this bad boy here. We go from 4776 to 4896 maximum life. Let's go, baby. All right, so right there, I had to roll over Reflect Ellie because I'm running this axe right here, which says I gain Fizz as extra fire. So at first glance, you know, I have no fire damage on here, no elemental damage, looks fine. As soon as I start building up rage, though, I'm going to instantly kill myself. So I had to roll over that there. And then this one rolled Reflect Fizz, so I also rolled over that. All right, so I just dropped a pretty insane pair of gloves here. They have way less life than my current gloves, and they have less overall resistances, but they have Chaos Resist. And if you remember earlier, we giga overcapped our other resistances. So if I just slap these on right here, boom, we are basically capped on Chaos Res. We're actually missing a little bit of Lightning Res. I guess we needed that 30 Lightning Res. Dang, I could probably make that up elsewhere. Let's see real quick. Yeah, if I just change this to Lightning and Chaos instead, we are good to go. So let's change this over to Lightning and Chaos Res. I'll do the Alchemy Orb one. I want to save my Chaos. And now we look at our resistances, and we are capped on all of Elemental. We are so overcapped on Fire. Wow, holy crap. And we are almost capped on Chaos Res. We lost a little bit of life. I think we lose more than a little bit, almost 200 flat life. But I think that's worth it for the massive increase to Chaos Res here. I'm almost into red maps. You can see on here I have, how many Atlas points do I have? 51 out of 132. So I'm making my way through the Atlas. I also grabbed some Expedition here because I'm playing solo self-found, so I kind of need these guys to get currency and other stuff. So I expected an Expedition, but now I'm just doing what I described earlier and getting every single of these 2% chance for additional connected map to drop. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we just found a Trial of Ascendancy here in a yellow map. And the cool thing is that, yeah, we have one more labyrinth to do, but unlike the labyrinth during the campaign, we have to complete all the trials to access it. All we have to do here is complete this single trial. We'll get an itemized, it's called a offering, and then that just opens up the final labyrinth, and we can just get in there. So I'll be back to you after I complete the trial here. Just make sure I don't kill myself on traps. I'll be right back, and we'll do some labyrinth action. All right, and here we are. We touched that. Boom, it drops the offering to the goddess. Like I said, you don't have to do any of the trials. You just need those offerings. In fact, you can just straight up buy the offerings on Trade League. If you think you're powerful enough, you can just buy them from another player. You can complete the labyrinth in the maps called the Uber Labyrinth without doing any of the trials. Pretty cool. All right, we are done with Uber Lab here. We got our final Ascendancy points, so I'm going to take this right here. Armor from body armor is doubled, and then a little bit of my armor applies to chaos damage taken as well. Mainly, we just use this for the armor on the body armor, so 1.9k. I'm at 8.5k total, but watch this. Bang, bang. 14.9k armor. That's quite a bit of an increase. Very, very powerful node, and then I'm a little more tanky with Chaos Res as well. Very nice. There we go. All right, not really a good jewel, but definitely not a bad jewel, and I still have a slot open right here, so we get another 6% increase in maximum life. Let's go. All right, so I'm about to put in my first few red maps here, and the difference with red maps, to get their bonus objectives, you have to kill a corrupted rare version. That means you have to use a Val Orb, which unpredictably modifies the maps. Now, a couple things can happen when you use one. Number one, absolutely nothing. Number two, an implicit can be added to the map. As you can see here, it has plus 11% item rarity. That's the implicit on the maps. That's what the Val Orb did. And then number three, I think down here, I used it on a tier 11 map. It upgraded it to a tier 12. So that's another outcome of a Val Orb. It'll just randomly upgrade the map and then roll it with completely new modifiers. In this case, the modifiers are still able to be ran, no problem. So we're going to do our first three red maps and see what happens.
With the flat side of the sword. At which point Morgan gets off his wagon and knocks this British off.
Hey, we got a 6-link, which is corrupted, so we can't really use it. But we got our first Divine Orb. Very nice. Nice.
Washington is going around Virginia, gathering up a bunch of rough, tough frontiersmen that are going to be formed into a militia.
And then we back-to-back get an Exalted Orb after the Divine Orbs. Literally the same exact map. Boom, there it is. If you did not know, Exalted Orbs and Divine Orbs have the exact same drop chance. So every time you see an Exalted Orb on the ground, that could have been a Divine Orb. GG. But for solo self-found, actually, the Exalted Orb's very useful as well, so I'm happy with that. All right, we also just got our Flesh Compass, which is essentially more of the in-game questline. Now, instead of only being able to witness Maven and the Searing Exarch, we can now do the third one, which is the Eater of Worlds. So I'm making some progress. All right, sweet. We just dropped this amulet here, which is an Elrond Veil. Specifically, it has to come from, Elrond the character, and it's a prefix, meaning that we have a chance to get minus mana cost with non-channeling skills. Now, normally, if this had another open prefix, I would craft something on to block, like mana or something, but it doesn't, so we just have to YOLO and hope we get non-channeling skills, and we got channeling. Oof. That's a big oof. So I have to keep farming on Jun here, and this is the last modifier I really need until this has non-channeling skills. Oh, and we got our opalescent oil. I have to check my stats to see if I have the other ones here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have all of that. So we can anoint Admonisher and drop a ton of points. Nice. All right, so I've done a couple things on the Atlas tree here. First and foremost, I have filled out most of these 2% chance nodes that we see here. I'm at 60%. I think there's like technically 2 more somewhere that I can't see. Yeah, like over here, there's a couple more over here, a couple more there. Anyway, we have also picked up Delirium nodes because I'm going to start to need some cluster jewels. I'm only doing this because I'm on SSF and Delirium's the only mechanic that drops them. Otherwise, I would just, buy them on Trade League. And then I've also picked up these nodes here, which the nodes that go into it say tier 1 to 15 have a 5% chance to be 1 tier higher. So just, lets you sustain higher maps a little easier. And then both of these notables over here, there's another set over here, just give you like some map crafting stuff. So a little bit higher chance to get, or a little bit more chance to get higher tier maps. Now I'm going to move up here into harvest nodes and just get some more life force, pretty much. Damn, that looks kind of clean. Got 1,000 armor and 1,000 evasion on the money on this bad boy. Still going to sell it because it's garbage, but it's kind of cool. Oh, it's pin. This is a pretty funny weapon. So it allows you to cast spells just by attacking. And it's pretty unique. Not a lot of things out there let you do that. So pretty cool. All right, that's pretty good. Just click this a couple times. Looks good to me. Has an open prefix, craft life on this. I'll keep my LA res on this, and that totally caps me with chaos res and allows some flexibility with the amulet. I still have not anointed. Ooh, I don't want to spend too many alchs on this. Oh, come on. And that's why. We got minimum roll. That's fine, though. So we should put that on. And oops, we're missing cold and lightning res somehow. I will fix that, though. In fact, I'm going to fix it. I'm just going to resistance swap, another very powerful thing here for harvest. You see here, I have 207 fire res. That is giga overcapped. So I slam this in here and says change modifier that grants fire instead into cold res. So that 19 fire res is now going to grant 22 cold res. It keeps the same tier, but it can roll a different value. So this tier 6, can go from 18 to 23. So we actually upgraded the resistance there. So now we're capped on cold res, and then I'll do the same thing over here with this fire res, and we'll change it into a lightning resistance, like so. Now we are overcapped on absolutely every resist. Looking good. All right, Mr. Elrond, please give me your ring or amulet. Please, brother, please. You punk, give me a belt. I can't believe it. It's a lot of life on the belt here. That is tier 2, almost max roll, and then triple res as well. The resistances aren't that good, though. This might just be a straight up upgrade over mine, though. Okay, can I just slap this on and be good? I can. I can just slap that on and be good. All right, so resistance is still overcapped. Chaos res barely overcapped, and we gain some life. So I'll take that as a win. Also, this thing has an open prefix, so I'm going ahead and craft armor on this. Plus 285 armor. Evasion rating, pretty sure that is the best one. I could do damage if I wanted to, but I'd rather have that extra flat armor there. Makes a bit of a difference. 250. Bam. Got a little bit more armor and hideout here. Oh yeah, first ship has come back from Calgar. Let's see what we get. All right, first ship of the league. Let's see what we get, boys. And we lost half of our crops. That's okay, because we're going to get the best loot in the game. All right, so a couple things just happened off of this map here. Number one, we have access to the Syndicate Mastermind, which is the Katarina boss fight. We'll pop in there in just 1 second, because first we also got the Polaric Invitation, which this is essentially the precursor to this guy right here, the Searing Exarch. This is the boss fight before him. So let's do this first and see what happens. Very curious to see what my single target damage is going to be like here. I'm still using a 5-link, and I'm still using the Combs Primacy Axe, which is, let's just say, not ideal. But looks like we have some decent damage. Definitely not the worst I've ever seen. Maybe we should have put a, whatchamacallit, Ruby Flask on. Our damage is fine. We're chilling, boys. We can just tank this, too. Alright, I'll take it. Did you drop anything? Nope. Sweet. Alright, so that's that. Alright, here we go. Nice. Not bad on the damage. Oh, whoops. Didn't see this guy spawned. There we go. I still don't exactly know this fight. She essentially will go to an immune phase here, and I'll have to, like, hit some pillar, like, charge it up by standing next to it, or else it does, like, massive DOT, like this thing right here. So you have to tell me to go over here? All right, I'm going to go over here. Boom. Now it breaks and I go out. But I think there's like kind of something else to it. Maybe. We'll see. Your health bar is bugged again too. Hope they fix this in the next patch. So you see up here, it looks like she's still immune to damage. That's what that color means. But she was clearly able to be damaged there. So hope they fix that next patch. All right, hurry up, Katarina. Let's go. Stop yapping. Just spawn the people in so I can kill them. Watch out for these. They kind of do some damage. Actually, they do a lot of damage. Yeah, they do. Holy moly. I don't think I can play like this on the actual like tier 16, tier 17 version of this boss fight. Play like this super sloppy, I'm gonna just die. So need to step it up a little bit. Just a wee little bit. But our damage is pretty nice considering, again, we're on a 5 link using Comb's Supremacy and I'm only level 90. Plus I'm using Fortify, which is not an efficient support gem here. Use a better one like Brutality. But it's all good. Where is she? Where is she? Katarina. Love how she gets full HP every single time. It's pretty dope. Oh, I mess up here? See it like right there. Like, why did she TP? Maybe that was just like a regular attack where she TP'd me to hit there, but might have messed up the pillar thing too. I got there pretty quick. I don't know. Alright, and then we go over here. She spawns the last guy. I think I have to hit all these little things. Yeah, I do. Health bar's kind of going low here. Be kind of careful. Kind of careful. Is she immune or something? Like, what are we doing here? Oh, yeah. There we go. Sweet. Alright, should be the last thing I have to do here is just smack her in the face. And it should be... I put my curse down way too early, and I just put my warbender down and did absolutely nothing. So I guess that pillar, like, charges up first? We get her? Oh, we got her. Let's go. Alright, what do we get? Veiled orb, 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 veiled orb. Got the shield. Oof. That is a big oof to get the shield. What does this thing even do? Spectre. Ew. It's Spectre shield. Ew, 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 ew. Unlucky. It is what it is. Now let's check the safe house real quick. Should have, the coolest thing would be Gravicius level 3 on transportation. We'll get a full stack of divination cards. Hopefully something good. Nice, that was dope. Sick. So the loot here in the Mastermind safe house is essentially the same as if you were looting regular safe houses, but it's everything combined into one. So all the ranks of the other guys still matter. Tiny's trial. Okay, here, what can I do here? See what we can do here. I just want dexterity and life, pretty much. I don't need any resistances or anything. All right. Oh shoot, was this give accuracy? Boom, boom, minion stuff, or I guess accuracy, whatever. Wait, this is so bad. This is so bad. Dex and no life. How much time do I have? 26 seconds. Not bad. Yeah, this is like the worst one I could have got in terms of essences. So garbage. Looking for int. No, actually dex. Looking for dex. Decent life. We get dex on that. Boom. Nope. It's a prefix anyway. 2 seconds remain, and that's what we're coming out with, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We love Tiny. Tiny's trial. Nice. Looking forward to that Gravicius drop. What if I get a Mage Blood? What if we get a Mage Blood first? Gravicius. Ooh, I like that. Some GCPs. Very, very important here on SSF. Very important. Nice. Going over here. That would be the exit, so the Gravicius must be down here. Maybe he's the last one I do. I don't think I need any of those, and I'm pretty much out of space. I'll take the claw, I guess. Sure, I can do that on that. Try and get a 6. I have a 6. What am I saying? Oh, reforge the links, duh. 6 link. Dang, that was close, dude. That was close. Wait, I can do it twice? Am I trolling or what? No, okay. Yes, the answer was yes, I am trolling. Back on, put that back up. All right, and the last one is Gravicius after all. So what do we get? Nice, a breach item and a breach stone. All right. All right, not a terrible safe house. I guess we'll see what we get real quick from the div cards. Breach stone gives us Esh, and the breach item gives us Tollborn. Isn't that the upgraded one? No, it's Tollfall, I think. Interesting. I mean, I guess the breach stone's actually really good for SSF. How much on Trade League? 11C. I wouldn't be bad with that. I wouldn't be mad at all. All right, nice. Nice little safe house there. All right, I might be able to use this amulet over my current one. And that would allow me to unspec out of these nodes down here. I'll give it a shot. I'll be right back. But I have it? Okay, apparently I have the non-channeling skills have minus mana cost modifier. I didn't even realize that. So I had already unveiled this at some point. Pretty cool. So I guess I can spec out of Betrayal for now if I really wanted to. So step one is I'm crafting this on the amulet. Boom. We have -7 mana cost. This is going to affect absolutely everything on my character. Now if I slap this on and I go over here, can we still use our... Yep, we can do everything. All right, sweet. So I guess that is the play. I have no regret orbs. Hold on. All right, so we go boom, 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 boom. Shouldn't break. Perfect. And then we can spec, oh, what about this? We do need the int there, so I can get that out eventually. Now let me grab a couple more of these and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect there. 1, 2, boom. And this looks good. So first of all, we need to go Warcry's Count Exert Travel Skills. And now I have 11 passive points freed up, so long that I can anoint Admonisher, which I should have the... Turns out I do not have a teal oil, but I think these give me... Or an azure, sorry, an azure oil. I think 3 teals gives an azure. Okay, so we need to creep farm in Blight until we get a blue oil, and then we are chilling. Bing chilling. Okay, turns out that I also lost my mana leech on this amulet that I had. It is extremely important. I literally won't be able to cast my skills after like 3 attacks. So to get that mana leech, what I have in mind is actually taking one of my existing jewels, such as this one. That would actually undercap my chaos res. Let's try another one. Cold res. I can probably sacrifice some cold res. I can, but if I don't have to, what's this one? This one, reduce effective chill. All right, this one. So we're going to take this jewel and we're going to roll over here. Let's just roll life a couple times and see if we get mana leech as well. And if we don't, which we didn't, we can go to... I don't think you can guarantee mana. Look at the mods real quick. Jewels. And then I go Viridian Jewel. And I search mana. We have damage leeches mana has the physical tag. Wait, that is a joke because now I can just roll physical. Mana reservation efficiency. Interesting. Physical. Go for physical damage leached as mana. Physical damage leached as mana. There it is. Doesn't have life on it, but I can honestly afford to lose that. So we put that there. We have slightly less life. By slightly, I mean quite a bit less life. But we have 11 passive points. We have our mana leech. And our resistances are still good to go. So I will choose where I put these passive skills and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think this is what I'm doing on the passive tree here. I allocated Fortify here, which lets me drop Fortify on my links. I'll just replace that with Brutality. Grab these 2 life nodes here. Grabbed a life node here. And then I went over here and I grabbed +2 all res, +1 max lightning. So now I have 82% to all elemental resistances, which is extremely good for overall mitigation. And I have basically the same exact life pool. All that I'm missing now is the anoint again on Admonisher, so we'll just keep playing Blight until we get a Azure Oil, and it's that simple. Whoa, I've never seen this mission before. It says, open the countless strong boxes where all the monsters lie in wait. I've never seen this before. I'm going to run this mission. Also, this gives you a pretty good look at the build after we made those little changes there. What's the worst that could happen? Ellie weakness, Fizz's extra fire, psh, we'll be fine. We got 82 max fire res. So the reason why max resistances matter so much... So the normal max is 75, right? So if you have 75% resistance of something, you're reducing it by 75%. So let's say you take 100 damage, make it really simple. If you take 100 damage at 75 resist, you're actually only taking 25 damage, right? So it's reduced, 100 is reduced by 75, and you're only taking 25 as the actual damage. But if you get just +1 to maximum resistance, so now you have 76 resist, aka you are taking, ooh, I should try and craft on that diviner strongbox. Anyway, if you're at 76% resistances, you are instead taking 24 damage, right? Because you're, 76 damage is removed, and then the remaining is 24 out of 100. But if you look at the percentage difference between 25 damage and 24 damage, remember you're taking 25, 75 at resist, and you're taking 24 damage with 76, that's actually a 4% reduction. And it gets better and better the more max resist you have. So the difference of having just like, +3 max res, so if I had 78 max res and fire, and that compared to 75, the normal max, gargantuan difference in damage reduction. Absolutely important to get those max resistances way up. All right, I'm going to grab just one alch real quick, and we'll spend 3 chaos orbs. Why not? What we're going to do is we're going to slap this on here. What do we get? We got double extra here. You know what? It's good enough for me. Double extra. Usually look for like % quant on the map or something like that. And we got a bunch of dog. Oof. Now, this is a Kirak mission, so there's not really that much quant on the map. Quant and rarity, I wasn't able to roll the map. It came from Kirak himself, which is unmodifiable, but it is what it is. Still, that was well worth the chance of getting some pretty interesting div cards, I would say. -1 chaos orb, or I didn't even use a chaos, did I? I just used an alchemy orb, but it's definitely worth it. Sorry, I'm rambling a bit here. I haven't had to do like a straight recording in quite some time. Aside from that Katarina boss fight we had earlier, which I also think I rambled on. How you guys doing? Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video. At this point, you're probably like, what, an hour and 40 minutes into the video, something like that, hour and 30. So I hope you guys are enjoying. Hope you learned some stuff. Haven't touched on like absolutely everything that I'm doing here in the end game. I've mainly touched on the big stuff. One thing I really haven't talked about are flasks, and my build in general. So your flasks are going to be, more or less tailored towards the build that you're playing. I would say if you're playing a character that uses life as their, main pool, obviously use a life flask. I always like to roll corrupted blood immunity on the life flask, because if you're dying, it's mostly due to a damage over time, and the most dangerous damage over time is corrupted blood. So 2 birds with 1 stone, just put it on your life flask. So you see your health go down, you panic, hit the flask, and then you remove the corrupted blood as well, and you get the heal. Silver flask for onslaught. I'll be replacing this eventually because I will get permanent onslaught via some cluster jewels. That's why I'm farming delirium, the league mechanic. But for right now, it's a no-brainer to get onslaught. That is 20% cast, attack, and movement speed. So very, very good. Quicksilver flask, also a no-brainer for the movement speed. Just helps you get around the map and kill stuff faster. You'll see that I always have my flask going, so the movement speed from that and that are very good. The quartz flask here, phasing is actually very nice. That just lets you move through other enemies. So normally you get blocked by enemies. This one lets you just go right through them. And the suppressed spell damage, not super important right now, but it will become useful later on. And then also that one has a movement speed suffix. I'll talk about the mods actually in a second. And then finally, a granite flask just for a little extra flat armor. That's a no-brainer. So the suffixes actually matter quite a bit. So I took reduced shock effect because shock is a major killer of a lot of builds in this game. Shock's very, very important to mitigate. I'll try and get some more mitigation at some point through jewels and whatnot. But for right now, this is fine. Movement speed, obviously a no-brainer. Reduced curse effect is very, very good. Curses can be very bad, like vulnerability, elemental weakness. Tons of curses can be just super bad for you. So reduced effect of curses is a very good modifier. And then increased armor for me. If you're an evasion build, you go increased evasion. There's also other things like damage leech, extra resistances, all this stuff. But those are the main runs that I roll. And the important thing to note is that suffixes do not stack. So if you had 2 flasks with reduced curse effect, it would only choose the highest roll, which is why you see on all the suffixes, they are totally unique. Shock effect, movement speed, curse effect, armor, you cannot stack them. So keep that in mind. Well, that's the basics of flasks. Just take at least a quicksilver, at least an onslaught, and then the other 3 are, at your own digression. But if your build's not running a quicksilver and a silver flask, you're kind of just trolling. Unless you have, permanent onslaught elsewhere. Stibnite is also a pretty good flask. That gives you 20% more evasion rating. It's not terrible. Stibnite is not bad. There's also an armor equivalent called a basalt flask. I don't know why I'm really running this map. I guess I'm just trying to look for a unique strongbox or something. Extra strongboxes are cool and all, but this is basically just the whole map. And it doesn't use my Atlas tree, so it's not like I get some crazy strongboxes like all corrupted, all rare. Stupid stuff with like scarabs or something. This is from a Kirak mission, so not the craziest thing I've ever done. I don't even know if you'll see this in the video. I mean, you'll definitely see the flask part that I just did, but I don't know if I'll put the whole recording in. Might as well. Just have a little like break from the fast-paced editing. You get a little uncut Woolie action. And I really do hope this video has helped you guys in some capacity. Again, there are much more concise resources out there. Totally understand that. I'm a big proponent of when you're teaching someone, you to be as concise as possible. But I figured there's a very specific type of player that would like to see these types of videos. The uncut, more walkthrough style. Hence the reason why I'm making it. All right, that's the whole map. Sweet, we got absolutely nothing out of it. But cool. It's funny. I just finished that big strongbox map, and the very next map actually has a unique strongbox in it. Now, unfortunately, this one's not very useful, but it's still a unique strongbox. And the one that we had a billion strongbox in, we did not get a unique one. But here it is. Very nice. Let's see what we get. Ah, look at that. Nothing. Crazy, bro. All right, so I'm about to wrap up the end of day 2 here, but I figured the last thing I do here is the blighted map that I got like at the very beginning of mapping, basically. So here we go. We're going to just run this. Cooldown recovery rate is fine for me. Endurance charges are fine. Extra life is ES. It's just annoying, actually, for the towers. More monster life. Yeah, it's also kind of annoying. Let's go again. Physical damage reduction, also annoying. And they still charges on hit. Dude, these are terrible. Hold up. Extra fizz is fire. 2 unique bosses. That means each time a boss spawns, it's going to spawn 2. That's also no bueno, no bueno. What this one? Shot ground, reflect fizz. What is this? All right, 2 proj, extra fizz is fire, power charge on hit, taunted. All right, you know what? That's actually not that bad, and it gives a ton of loot, so we're running it. Got some pretty nasty modifiers on it, but it's only a tier 2. I should be fine. So these blighted maps can get absolutely disgustingly crazy. I think the strat is honestly just like freeze tower, lightning tower? Nah, probably fire tower. Freeze tower, fire tower. That's what I'm doing. We're just doing it. And you never upgrade to the freeze past 3 because the 2 options that you have are absolutely terrible for that. Pretty sure that is correct. Just gonna go like a couple fire towers over here. Boom, boom. I'm keeping everything at tier 3 actually. We get like this thing over here. Buff these guys up. This is like a dead end. Why am I buffing up this dead end over here? These enemies should never move. I just did it again. Is there anything over? Yeah, it's going to the other side now. We got to be careful. All right, so it seems like they connect paths right here. So we're going to do a freeze tower. There, fire, fire. How about we gotta put a buff tower here? And now I think about it. Oh well. Then we'll have some guys down here, so I'll make another choke point right here. It's gonna take a while for things to spawn right now. But blighted maps get crazy. Crazy, crazy. Put some minions here just so they block guys. If you ever played a tower defense game, you know that blocking is pretty powerful. Alright, let's go check over here. How's it looking? We're still looking fine. Alright, let's go, honestly, let's go buff tower there and then damage here. Buff tower here, boom, boom. So you don't have to rely purely on towers here in blighted maps. Because you, obviously, still get to play your character and do a bunch of damage. So as long as you're kind of paying attention to the map here, that's another reason why I play with my mini-map wide open. So I can see exactly what's going over towards the... oh, so something's going in. Oh, 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 that was close. Oh, and we lost like 3 life there. Whoa, that did some damage. All right, looks like we need more damage over here. Slow. Oh, I didn't mean to put a minion there. It's supposed to be a fire. Whoops. Might as well build it up though. Go buff tower here. All right, we should start getting a ton of juice very, very soon. Basically just looking at my map, making sure there's no unique monsters out. Right now it seems like we're good. So we can just build some more damage over here. Oh, they're hitting the pump, apparently. Alright. It's like a massive choke point here. I think we'll be fine. Put these guys up at meteors. So this buff tower, the green one's a buff tower. Anything in the radius, including me, gets buffed. And the towers. So I think I will turn this flame tower here up to a level 4. Meteor. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Alright, these guys are kind of annoying over here, but we should be fine. Another meteor. We're looking like we're good. It's just that other side over here looks kind of iffy sometimes. We put a meteor over here. Vitality leveled up. Poggers. Excuse me, I can't mute here. Gotta focus up. No pausing in Path of Exile. Hardcore. Oh, they're coming up another track here. You realize that? Alright, do a fire and a cold. Buff it up. Apparently they're on the pump too. Don't really know how that happened. We have 56 seconds remaining on the map. Although not really, because you have to clear the map as well. 56 seconds just means that's when the monster stops spawning. So we have probably another minute or so here. We've lost a few lives on the tower. I don't think that matters for your loots. I think all that matters is if you know, don't lose the tower entirely. I think we're fine. Yeah, we're clearing things out now. We're good. We're good. Unless there's like a secret big wave hiding somewhere. Been building up. See a boss down here. Let's just kill that real quick. There he goes. He's dead. God bless Earthshatter. Alright, you can already see some of the reward chests popping up, so we're pretty much good on this map. All I really care about the oils. I'm looking for Azure oil, which is not rare. So we should be able to snag it. I got really lucky with the opalescent oil. I'm very happy about that. So we should just snag the dub here. Lost a couple more lives. Not a big deal. Oh, this guy needs to die. Right now. There we go. Sick. We have 5 lives left on the pump. Nothing else should get through. I think we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Making sure. And we're going to get quite a bit of loot here. I see 3 sets of oil chests so far. One on the top, one on the left, one on the right there. So that'll be very nice. Almost guaranteed to get an Azure. And if we don't get an Azure straight up, you can 3-to-1 oils to upgrade to the next tier. So I will surely get 3 of the, I think it's teal going to Azure. Let's find out. Let's open up all this. Hey, GCP. We like GCPs. Let's see if we get any tinks on this map. How much gold do I get, by the way? I don't know how much gold I had going into this. 11k at the end of it. Okay. No Azure there. That's fine. Chisels are always nice. Thank you. And I'm playing with a little less strict of a loot filter here just because I'm on solo self-found, so I need to see more things than a trade league player would. It's still a fairly strict filter. Boop, boop, boop. Tropical Island, huge. Don't need that. Get out of here. I'm not playing Energy Shield. Do I look like an Energy Shield player to you? Huh? 25% increased attack damage on the implicit Pog. Big Pog. Alright, come on, Azure. Really? Okay. Well, we have one more set of chests down here. I'll be very surprised when we pull an Azure. Very turquoise aim. That's actually pretty good. Oh, this is low item level though. Dang it, dude. I did need turquoise, but I want higher item level. Oh well. Alright, come on, baby. Azure. Really? Yeah, it's not being hidden. Oh man, that's unfortunate. Well, hopefully I can upgrade it. Did I get a 3 verdant? I think I'm good because I had 1 heal in the stash, and then I had 3 verdant also in the stash. So I think I'm good. I'll have to double check here. Which currency do I get? I need to back out. I am full. Hold on. Hold up. Let's see if we get anything poggers here. I've said poggers way too many times on this recording. Poggers, poggers. That's not a terrible amulet, but still not good. No thanks. No thanks. Oh, it's all res. Nah. Nah. It's like I could use that over mine. Look at that. I mean, I could. Now it has no life. What am I saying? Am I dumb? That's not a terrible ring. I mean, it has chaos res life. Nah, that's pretty bad though. You can easily guarantee chaos res on a ring by just harvest crafting. That's why harvest is so good. We love harvest. All right, I'll save everything in the inventory here, just so we kind of know what we got from the map as a whole. Oh my gosh. Well, I have 1 less portal. Ha. Boom, 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 boom. Stacked decks. Very nice. All right, is that it? I'm just looking on the minimap here for the chest icons. I don't see anything. I think that's good. So let me see if I was correct about the verdant or the teal oils. We have 1 teal right here. We have 3 verdant, or 4 verdant right there. So let's do 2 teal. All right, okay. And now we have 3 teal. We have 4 teal. There it is, the azure, ladies and gentlemen. There it is, the azure. All right, so now take a look here, and it is azure, sepia, and opalescent. Opalescent, sepia. Go over here to Kasaya. Bada bing. Bada boom. That's the wrong one. Azure. Admonisher. 50% Warcry speed and 15% increased damage each time you've Warcried recently. That is perfect. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, so our build at the end of day 2. Let me bank all this stuff because that's just, you know, my OCD kicking in. Oh, I need some portals or wisdom scrolls, actually. The life of a solo self-on player. Hold up. You can just see what I do at the end of every map. We just do something like that. Boom. We have 261 transmute, so we're just going to boop. You can't do that when you trade. Oops. So to instantly put every single stack of the same item in, you control right-click. So I can take out, you know, all that. Boom, boom, like that. So control right-click to do that. And control left-click just brings in a single stack. Right-click does the whole thing. All right, so here we are at the end of day 2. I have progressed quite a bit, so I'm level 90. I have 82% to all resistances. That's the maximum. We're still capped on chaos res. We have about 5k life. We are still using a Combs Primacy with a 5-link. So a pretty terrible weapon on a 5-link on top of that, yet our damage is pretty dang good. We're running Earthshatter with Fist of War. I swapped out Fortify for Melee Fizz, Overexertion, and Pulverize. Here's what our helmet looks like. Haven't changed that since last time. We upgraded our amulet to give all attributes and some dexterity as the base type, which enabled me to drop this entire section of the passive tree. Only thing left is to get this 30 int node. I do actually need it. So eventually we'll find intelligence somewhere else, like on jewelry, or maybe on, I think pretty much just jewelry. Maybe the belt can roll int as well. So that'll be one thing. But other than that, we have a pretty juicy amulet with the non-channeling skills minus mana cost and the anoint for Admonisher. Very important node. This ring, I think, was an upgrade. It's more of a side grade than anything. No, I think this one. Yeah, it was this one. Pretty much a side grade. I could re-roll that life. I just need some more alchemy orbs. Actually, I had quite a few alchs from that run. Yeah, I have 17 alchs. Let's try and get like 50 life. Come on, boys. Perfect. Look at that. Now we're almost at 5k life. So close. But this is a pretty big upgrade over the other ring that I had with that chaos res. The damage recoup is nice. But the resistance mainly is what it's for. I think these gloves are the exact same. This belt is a substantial upgrade, I would say, over the current, or the other belt, the heavy belt. Has just more life, same resistances pretty much, and then that armor on top, pretty nice. Chest piece is still exactly the same, and then the boots are still exactly the same. I talked about flasks not too long ago, so I won't cover those again. And yeah, that's how the character's looking. We are sitting at 76 out of 115 Atlas completion. I've just been trying to... I just need a bog, I think. That is the only white map that I need to have 100% completion. There's bog. Yep, so that's the only white map I need. And I think I just finished all my yellow maps. Let's see. Yep, so all my yellows are completely done. And we're just looking for bog for the white map. We'll try and get that. And then we are just safely up here into red maps. I'd like to get, for the next upgrades, a 6-link. Probably get that in a body armor so that we can, freely swap our weapon out. So if I get a 6-link, this isn't the best armor. I don't know if I want to 6-link this one, commit my resources to it. I'll probably wait for a really good chest piece to drop, which would be probably around like 3k armor or something. And we'll get those once we get into the higher tier red maps. There's different base types with much higher armor values for the implicit. So probably just wait for that, but we'll have to see for sure. And then a big weapon. And I will probably get that from recombinating. So I'm saving axes right now that drop with at least tier 2 flat fizz or tier 2 hybrid fizz. And then what we're going to do is we're going to recombinate them. That's part of the league mechanic of this league called Settlers. I'll talk about all that when we get there, but long story short, that's how I'm going to get an upgrade to an axe, most likely. All right, other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. For you, it'll be in the next couple seconds. Bye-bye. All right, we're here at the start of day 3, and I totally forgot to show you guys my slash played at the end of day 2. I apologize for that. So we're sitting at about 17 hours, which means all of day 2, I was playing for, roughly 6.5 hours or so. So let's get into day 3. All right, so I dropped this tier 16 map. I don't really know from where. It's from probably some league mechanic. Had like uber item level increased rewards, because I definitely haven't run any maps that could drop a tier 16. So we're just gonna run a tier 16, the first one, and see what happens. Oh, that was really close. Oh, I popped my omen. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I had an omen in here. I have another one that says when you get to low life, this one says avoid all damage. The other one I just had says adrenaline. So I just got to 25% life there. It might have just saved my life, actually. Holy moly. Woo! Come on, baby. Calling strike. There it is. And we got absolutely nothing for it. But we killed him. And it only cost me my omen of adrenaline. That was really risky. I should not have done that, especially with the vulnerability curse on the map. That was risky.
You don't want to jump out of planes. You don't want to do the tank stuff, and you can't join S.
Hey, we got a Maiden's Chisel, pack size chisel. How much are those on Trade League? They are 36 chaos. Not bad. Not bad. We also got a couple other things from this map. The first is a Royal Plate, which is the best base in the game, and it's item level 84 in terms of armor, best base in the game. So I'm going to craft on that real quick and harvest, see what happens. And then we also got a 6% increased mana reservation. What did I just say? Mana reservation efficiency of skills. This can roll some pretty interesting modifiers. I might use Determination, which is the armor aura, or Pride, which is the physical damage one, if I can pull something off, but we'll check that out in a bit. So if I sit here and I roll defense modifiers on this Royal Plate, we should get armor pretty much every single time. And then it's just, you know, looking at the value and seeing it go big. Like that, 3.7k, tier 1, flat, tier 4%, and it has an open prefix. I could use that. I could very well use that. That is not terrible. However, tier 4% armor is basically the same as crafting armor on it. So if we go over here and we type just scroll right here. Yeah, it's basically the exact same as crafting it myself. So I'd rather try and get like hybrid armor. But tier 1 flat armor is excellent, and it high rolled as well. I'm tempted to keep that. The resistances are obviously terrible, and then I could craft on as a prefix life, or better yet, I can use the passive mastery right here, which says 15% increased maximum life if there are no life modifiers on the equipped body armor. That would work for this as well. I'll think about it. Is it worth putting this on? Nah, I think we keep rolling it. I have plenty of harvest juiced. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. And the very next roll, we get PDR, tier 1 cold res, and 3.2k armor, but I can craft on flat armor here, which is up to 320, which is not amazing, but when we craft that on, you can see it goes up to 4,000 armor with PDR and a T1 resist. I think that is our chess piece, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, we're still overcapped on, actually, no, we won't be capped on cold, but I can fix that real quick. So let's do a quick harvest, cold to fire, cold res, swap it over to fire resist. There it is, and a max rolled. Now we put this on, and we are looking at capped res. Oh, wow, we are perfectly capped cold res. Yeah, I think we're definitely using that. We go from, how much armor? 14.5 to 25.7k armor. That is juicy. All right, so we got 6 sockets. Now I'm going to roll until I get a 5 link, because I don't need a 6 link right now. So if I can just pull a 5 link on this, I'd be very happy. But a 6 link would obviously be a little bit better. All right, we got a 5 link. Now we get all red. Boom. Good enough for me. So now we put in Seismic Cry, Intensity Cry, Auto Exertion, Infernal Cry, and then we can pick up an extra War Cry. In this case, none others really have any benefits for me. I'm just going to put in Battle Mage's Cry like that. And all of a sudden, we now have 5 War Cries instead of 4. Or sorry, 4 War Cries instead of 3 on Auto Exertion, which gives our Overexertion support even more damage, and then helps things like Admonisher here, 15% increased damage using my War Cry recently, adds to that number as well. Very juicy. As for this cluster jewel right here, I'm going to go ahead and look at the mods on poe.db. Again, this link is going to be in the description below. Also, this is the website where you check stash tabs. If you remember from way at the beginning of the video, you click on the main website logo, go to the homepage, and it tells you exactly when the stats tab sale is happening. In this case, it happens in the next 5 days. And they usually occur every 3 weeks. So just look at that on the main there. All right, so we have mana reservation efficiency of skills. So we're going to look for determination here, or actually pride. There it is, first one I found. Destructive aspect, and that has no tags. So I'm looking here to see if the notable has any tags that I can easily roll with harvest. In this case, resource, mana, aura. are not able to be rolled on harvest, so I would have to basically just spam this and see what happens. I might just alt spam here for a little bit. This is going to be a prefix, as we can tell right here. So I'm just going to spam this. I think life is a prefix. Yep. So if it's a prefix, I'm just going to roll over it, and we're just going to roll until we can find whatchamacallit, pride. There it is, and we got it by itself. That is kind of interesting. All right, slam this on. Boom, we got +7 int. That's not terrible for me, actually. And then +3% damage. You know what? I might use that in the future. Here is the jewel. I don't want to just socket this in right now because I don't have nearly enough mana to actually use it. And I would have to go up here basically 1-2 points to get there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 points to grab this, which would give me another, what is that, 30%? I think on the money, or no, it'd be 28% reservation efficiency. With those nodes, I probably could fit in pride, but we'll see. In the meantime, I need to take out 1 passive point somewhere, just so I can grab. Honestly, I probably don't need this anymore. That's probably gonna get me killed if I take that out. Oh, you know what I don't need? Actually, the axe node right here. So let me take this out real quick. Enemies killed by your hits are destroyed. Don't really need that. And we're gonna go up here and spec into 15% increased max life because we have no life modifiers on our chest piece. Here, and we can put on our first Eldritch Implicits. These are going to give an implicit to the armor. 1% less damage taken per strength. I have not a ton of strengths. That's like 1% less damage taken straight up. So not the best, but it's something. Max cold res is decent, but you can also get some other pretty juicy modifiers. Let's keep going here. Guess we're going max cold res. Let's roll over this as well. See what happens. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. 10% fizz taken as cold. Just helps us with our physical mitigation a little bit more. And one other thing I did not mention about this item is the 5% additional physical damage reduction modifier. That is a suffix modifier, and it basically is super, super good because this number right here is, yes, it's including your armor, but the way armor works, the formula works, is it's really bad for high damage, so big hits, the hits that are probably going to kill you. Whereas this 5% additional PDR and the PDR that you get from endurance charges on the Juggernaut here, so it says 1% additional physical damage reduction per endurance charge. By default, they give 4. Now they give 5. So with that, plus this 5% on here, we're actually mitigating a butt ton of physical damage. And that, yes, that does include stuff like damage over time, so bleeds, corrupted blood, etc. So very, very, very powerful to get the 5% PDR modifier as well. All right, I'm taking a lot of damage in this map, and I'm about to fight a boss that has extra life, extra damage, attack speed, cast speed. This could be not good, or it could be the easiest fight in the world. We'll find out. Stood in the flame blast there. That would have been funny. Okay, he's kind of wrecking me. I have vulnerability. Watch out. Oh, vitality boon, you punk, Maven. Step away from that. Whoa, I got hit by that. All right, well, I got... Whoa! Get in there! All right, we killed him. All right, nice, we got him. I just realized that I'm wasting a passive point. Silly me. I took this for leveling. The first point I get is right here because it's 16 flat life, 16 melee fizz. But at this point, 1 point for that, not worth it whatsoever. So I just leveled up. Now I have 2 passive points. What could we possibly do with 2 whole passive points? We could get a little more life right here. I could just get the 6% here. Honestly, I'm doing that. Boom, done. And then we can get... could get an Axe Mastery back. I could do probably 30% damage in Sand Stance, or Blood Stance rather. That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? 30% damage and 6% life. GG. All right, so I'm taking a bit too much damage from some things. So what I'm going to do here is swap these colors real quick. Let's get all red on the boots, or 1 green, 1 blue. It's actually perfect. All red on the helmet then. There it is. All right, put that there. Put the urgent orders. Actually, we need 2 links somewhere. Actually, the reds can be linked on this. Oops, hold on. I'll show you what's perfect. All right, so this is urgent orders, rallying cry. That's going in there. That's going in there. Let's put our auras back on. Then we have 2 empty red sockets. What I'm going to do is buy Molten Shell, which says that it essentially is a little bit of a shield, and it's based on my armor, which I have a butt ton of armor. It's essentially like a little HP buffer, and I'm going to link this to cast wind damage taken. I'm going to keep cast wind damage taken at level 1, which means I can level this up to level 7, I believe, because this requires things that are level 38 or lower. So level 7 will require 38 or lower, and I should have significantly better defenses while I'm mapping. All right, so this is the definition of pretty much a death sentence map. The cursed with LE weakness and the minus maximum resistances, that's the big boy. Now, cursed with LE weakness, I'm kind of mitigating, well, entirely mitigating by this mastery here. Elemental resistances cannot be lowered by curses. That counts as a curse, so we are good to go with there. However, minus 11 to all max resistances. If you remember me explaining max resistances earlier and the way that they work with damage reduction, this is a metric butt ton of damage reduction that we are just straight up losing out on. On top of that, monster skills chain 2 additional times means that because I am using Herald of Purity, which summons little dudes for me right here, it says when I hit a target, I get a minion. Those are going to chain the projectiles back to me. So this is pretty much a death sentence map. I corrupted it, unfortunately, so I just can't run this for the time being. Maybe once I'm a little bit tankier, we can go ahead and try it out. But for right now, I would die. All right, so I'm at the point where all of the maps here from Kirak are costing Chaos Orbs because they're red maps. I don't want to spend my Chaos Orbs on that, and I didn't really have any to spend in the first place. And the Kirak missions here, the ones that... This is the only corrupted map, and I've already completed it. Remember, we need to corrupt maps to have them count as completion. So here are where the scouting reports come in. So here's what I'm going to do. There should be one that says corrupting all of the outcome. Here we go. So this one rerolls all the missions, corrupting all non-uniques. Boom, we go here. All of these are corrupted, and we didn't get a single one that we haven't completed. Oof, that's kind of rough. All right, well, then I guess we'll just roll again. Let's see what happens. Corrupting all non-uniques. There we go. We got one right there. 2, 3, 4. All right, we got a ton. So this one's Legion Monolith. What does it have? Monster crit. Fizz as extra. That's not terrible, but it's pretty dangerous. What about this one? This one's pretty much free. Yeah, I might just run that. And it's finally a unique item. You know what? It's made blood. Let's go, baby. All right, we just got our first Guardian map. So one of the in-game bosses is called the Elder. You can see right here, it says area is influenced by the Elder on this map. And is occupied by the Eradicators. So Elder has 4 Guardians. This is one of them. So when I run this map, I can kill the Guardian and get a fragment towards the Elder boss fight. And I also got this pretty high item level Vol Axe. So what I'm going to do is slap this in here and just roll physical a few times, see if we can get an upgrade to our current weapon. So what I'm looking for here is good hybrid fizz. So hybrid is right there, actually, where it has physical damage plus accuracy rating. This one is cool because you can actually put on regular percent physical damage like this just fine, even though that's also percent. That's why it's called hybrid, because it has accuracy plus fizz. So I'm gonna roll a few times. I'll come right back to you if we get something juicy. Oh, that's so close. So if this was hybrid fizz, this would be a pretty darn rootin' tootin' ask here. Ask? I said ask. Axe. So this one's so close to being good. If this had hybrid fizz instead of just regular percent fizz, this would be my next axe to use because it's tier 3 flat, tier 2 attack speed, but unfortunately it is not hybrid fizz. Now it's still a pretty big upgrade over my current weapon. This is a 485 PDPS axe. This one's only 398. So it's still an upgrade, but not quite what I'm looking for, so I'm going to keep rolling here. All right, unfortunately, nothing good from the axe rolls here, so I'll keep trying later. All right, now another thing I'm going to do here, because I am out of new maps to complete, is utilize something called a Horizon Orb. You've probably seen a few of these drop in your maps. You can get them from Tujin if you do an expedition. So what this does is reroll this map into any other map in the same tier. So I'm just going to click it. Boom, we just got a new map, the Pier. Simple as that. Now I'm going to alch it. Nope, cannot be leached from. We're going to roll over that. That's probably fine. And then we val it and we're good to go. So Horizon Orb's also very good for getting new maps to complete. All right, so we just got the Writhing Invitation. This is like the Polarch Invitation for Searing Exarch, but now it's for the Eater of Worlds. So let's see what this boss fight looks like. It's kind of annoying for a lot of people because it gets some goop on the ground that slows very, very, very heavily. However, I am playing the best class in the game, the Juggernaut, so I don't really care about slows. So overall, this fight should be a piece of cake. Damage is still pretty good. We are still on a 5-link with a Combs Primacy axe. I can't believe I'm still using the Combs Primacy. I gotta be honest, boys. Back up a little bit so I don't get hit by that. I'm like very surprised I'm still using the Combs Primacy. It is not a half bad axe. All right, and he's dead. So there you go. That was the fight. Bada bing, bada boom, because it is that simple. Let me go get my portal. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Just recently, I was actually deployed in Afghanistan with GRS, and former unit guy was there working in another division related to, and he's like, hey, did you get mine? What knife? Did you get a knife? I was like, I don't know yet.
All right, I think I was just saved by my Omen again. You can see it procced right there. Omen of Death Dancing has been consumed from your inventory right here. That gave me a chance to avoid all hits. I popped a Max Verisium here in a tier 14 map with 32% Fizz as extra chaos. Pretty sure. Oh, and a chance to impale on hit. That's also really bad. I just got saved by my omen, and I'm out of omens, so maybe I need to run some ritual. Also, one thing I forgot to mention here about higher tier mapping, I would save your cartographer's chisels unless you're doing a tier 14 or above map. This one already has 20% quality, but if you are running T14 plus, I would definitely recommend to chisel up to 20% because it's going to be harder and harder to sustain those higher tier maps. Also, you're going to get way more loot with 20% quality, so definitely chisel, but only T14 plus. You know, or else you'll be running out of chisels on just, you know, lower tier stuff. So I just got these gloves here that have a T2 res, T2 spell suppress, and an open prefix. So I can just craft life on these, and I might be able to use these once I transition over to spell suppress for the like uber end game here. So for right now, these gloves are gonna live over here in a nice little tab. Probably. Also, one thing I haven't mentioned here in a while is the Atlas passive tree. So I grabbed all of these harvest nodes here. I came up here, got some more harvest stuff, and now I'm going to the middle wheel here. It's just pretty good practice to make it towards this middle wheel because every single one of these outside points gives you 1% increased quant. And then if you go to the middle, you get 1% quant and 5% rarity per node. So very strong. I'm going to go over here and get the essence node actually because I'm playing SSF. You could really do whatever you want though to get into the middle and grab these nice little juicy nodes in this ring. All right, so here I just got my second 3 passive skill plus 4% chance to suppress spell damage cluster jewel. These are small clusters. So what I'll do is I'll wait until I get some a large and a medium cluster that I'm looking for. And then I will be able to socket these in to cap my spell suppress. And I think I need like 2 other spell suppress rolls somewhere else on my gear. I'm not going to do it right now, but just it's very nice to have both of these ready to go, waiting in the wings, so to speak. So I'll put them in here for now. All right, and then the final thing I'll do here is an expedition logbook. It's item level 82, so we need to be kind of careful here. You get monster life. None of these really matter except for cannot region. Oof, that is a big oof. We definitely can't run no region, so let's roll over that. Minus 10 max is not the biggest problem. Desecrated ground's not a huge deal. I have a lot of regen. Honestly, this is not terrible. Minus 10 max, I'm pretty comfortable with doing that. It's the only scary mod. So we're going to go ahead and slap this over. I'm going to run the Order of the Chalice modifier here. So I'm going to talk to Danning, slap it in, say Order of the Chalice. Hello, I'm coming in hot. All right, we'll go to the other one here. Not the best logbook, but not terrible. Not half bad. Oh my gosh, I was about to say that might hurt a lot. Yeah, it turns out that hurt a lot. Yikes. That's that 82%. Oh yeah, it's minus max. That would be why it hurt a lot. Oh man, I'm trolling, guys. Remember I'm playing hardcore? You guys remember that? All right, that's the whole map here. Not bad. Now I get to roll at ROG a little bit here. Let's just corrupt that Alpha Cell, see what happens. I have plenty of Val Orbs. Plus 2 socketed trap or mine. That kind of works. Like, kind of works. There's none on the market. Interesting. I wonder if that like, is actually kind of good. I don't know. All right, nice logbook. Whoa, okay. Whoa, okay. Hold up. Got this pretty sick jewel right here. 7% life, plus 1 max fire. That is very nice. And also, a very cool thing about this is that you can harvest, reforge this to, let's say, fire into cold. And watch this. It's going to roll it. Ooh, we go back. We can go cold into lightning. Oh, it did the other one. Cold into lightning again. Plus 1. And then we can do lightning into cold. Plus 1. I am getting trolled. Oh, no, I shouldn't use my yellow juice. I'm trolling. Cold into... Oh, no, I can only do... Wait, where's cold into fire? Here it is. There it is. Plus 2 maximum fire res. Little cheat code right there. You can use the Harvest Reforge. So very nice jewel. I'm definitely going to put this in. So unfortunately, if I were to put this jewel in right now, it would be either to replace... not that one. This one, which has cold resistance on it. And I actually need the cold resistance, which means I need to swap this lightning res into cold res. But to do that, I need yellow juice from Harvest. And I don't have any right now. So we're going to have to run one more map and hope we get some yellow juice. And then I can socket this jewel in.
Yeah, I've been on all those things that were called back. Like,
nice. My little delirium incubator just popped and dropped me an exalted orb. Very nice. Thank you. All right, so I have the juice here. So we're going to go lightning res to cold res, just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. And just for some reference, it even has block spell dam. I didn't even see that. So just this alone with the res, it's like a 2 divine jewel. I don't know. Is it? Ooh, 45 div. Or something like this on Trade League because of that spell block right there. That is extremely valuable. So I don't think it's worth 45 div. I mean, it's lifted 5 hours ago. Maybe. It's a very, very, very good jewel.
You can use guardrails for anchors too, or trees. And that place was perfect for all that stuff. So we pick,
Wow, I just got a Hegemony's Era staff. I am almost certain this is a T2 unique, or a T0 unique, excuse me. So the rarest drop chance uniques are T0. If I price check this and this is 2 point something divines or 3 divines, that's because all T0 uniques are being used for disenchanting dust, and they're all, like all the garbage ones even, are priced the same. So if this is like 2 or 3 divines, okay, phew, it's like a T1. We're good, we're good. Because that would be equivalent to dropping a Mage Blood or a Headhunter, and those are significantly better than this staff. Ooh, so I just got a full stack of the Risk cards. Gives me a Venter's Gamble ring. We're definitely going to be gambling, as the name says. All right. What's the ring? Let's see the rolls, boys. Boom. What? Oh. Yo. Okay, so this thing, look at this. Look at the item here. So it rolls from 0 to 60 life, negative 25 to positive 50 fire, all resistances, negative 25 to positive 50, negative 40 to positive 40 rarity, and negative 15 to positive 15 mana. Every single thing is positive. The life is high. The reses are insane. This is a good ring. This is an insanely good ring. Let's price check real quick. We just toggle all of this. What are we looking at? 20 chaos? No way. No way. So we have to finagle these here. Let's say we're at like 50 life. Let's say we're at like 120 res, 120. Rarity is going to be way higher than that. Let's say, yeah, 13 rarity. You got to be kidding me, man. Let's do like 19 max or 19 minimum. And then mana reservation, we're doing 7 minimum. Now we look. 4 divine, 5 divine, 10, 13. That's more like it. So this is, again, a pretty good drop, but I'm here in Solo Self-Found, so rip. The funny thing is that I might actually use this ring at some point. If I'm trying to fit in Pride into my build, this might be the big ticket on how to do it. This is a crazy good ring. Played for 19 hours, 47. What was it at the start? Like 16 something? So I didn't play too much tonight. I'm kind of tired. About 3 hours or so. Big upgrades. We got this chest piece. Look at that thing. 4K armor, 5% PDR. And a T1 res, and the no life is not a big issue because I simply took this life mastery right here, which gives me 15% increased life if there are no life modifiers on the body armor. There are no life modifiers, so pretty cool for 1 passive point. We also have the implicits. 10% of physical damage taken as cold damage is very strong. The cold res I'll try and swap to all max res eventually, but I just don't have enough currency for that. Helmet, we just put on the enemies hit have 65% reduced life regeneration rate. I'm doing Expedition and Harvest and some other stuff where life regen can kind of be a problem, but it's mainly just I don't have the currency to roll over that just yet. All the other items are exactly the same, including the flasks. We got this amulet. Was that today? Can't remember. No, I think I got this yesterday. So this is the exact same. I'm also level 92. So I leveled up twice. XP is going a little slower. We have finished every single yellow and white map, and we're making our way through the reds pretty easily. We're at 90 out of 115. And yes, this is all on a 5-linked Combs Primacy. So I'm on a 5-link for my Earthshatter using a Combs Primacy axe, and we are just butt blasting through red maps like it's nothing. We've done some tier 16s as well. Tier 14, tier 15, pretty much any tier. Here's what the Atlas tree looks like right now. Just to give a recap, we have Essence because I'm playing SSF. Essence is pretty good in Trade League as well, so I'd recommend it. We're still totally into Jund down here. Got some Expedition, got some mainly Harvest stuff because Harvest is what's going to give me a large power spike here in SSF. I'm going into the middle wheel right here. Once you have pretty much all of these little 2% connected nodes, again, you can see that right here. I have 60% chance. This is how you actually sustain your maps right here. The new maps, 60% chance for one monster to drop an additional connected map. Once you have all that stuff, you can pretty much just spec into whatever you want. Again, I recommend the maps have a chance to become 1 tier higher. Clusters, 1 right here on the left side, 1 right here on the right side. After that, just really just spec into anything you want. Make your way towards the center circle here because all of the little nodes give 1% quant on each map. And then the middle node gives 1% and 5% rarity as well. So this middle wheel is very good. It also has stuff like Essence, Expedition, Harbinger, and Harvest. So I'll be taking the Essence and the Harvest, maybe the Expedition, and maybe even the Harbinger. We'll see. But pretty good day 3 overall, I have to say. Also, if you guys missed it, look at this jewel. Look at this bad boy right here. For SSF, this is crazy good. Like, this is insanely good. If we just price check absolutely everything here, none are on the market. If we just remove that, what are we looking at? Yeah, look at that. Like 7 divine, 8 divine, this 2.4 guy. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he has a totally different role. But this is with a res on top of that. So this is an extremely, extremely good jewel. And we just ID scrolled it, basically. I harvest swapped the res over to +2 max. And GG. Also, if you just missed it, this will be like the most recent clip pretty much, I dropped a pretty disgusting Venter's Gamble. If you know anything about these rings, they are stupidly hard to roll because they roll from negative modifiers, except for the life. They roll from negative modifiers to positive. So negative 25 to 50 is a 75%, like there's 75 different rolls for each of these resistances. Negative 40 to positive 40 rarity, there's 80 rolls right there. Negative 15 to 15 pot. So everything is positive and they're very high as well. Like this is a crazy good Venter's Gamble. Kind of wild that I just straight up, that's the first one in the league too. I just ID'd it from, I didn't even ID it, I just got it from divination card. So very cool there. My next big things that I'm planning on, honestly, I want to upgrade my axe. Now it's time to get a weapon. I'm into tier 16 maps and stuff like that. I'm going to be getting to the in-game bossing very soon. Because we have, look at these res, so juicy. Look at that, 84 max fire, 83 cold, 82 lightning. That is so juicy. 26k armor in hideout with no determination aura. Juggernaut master race, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I'm clearing all the content on a Comb Supremacy 5 league. Juggernaut's so good. And it's mainly Earthshatter. Earthshatter is by far the best slam in the game. It's not even close. One thing to end out here, did I get any Tuyin reroll? Let me check Mr. Tujin, however you pronounce his name. I did not get any rerolls. What about Danning? Hello, Danning. Did I get any rerolls from you? I did. I kind of want these too, though. Nah, I won't reroll. All right, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching day 3, and I'll see you tomorrow. But for you in the next couple seconds. Bye-bye. I think I just found my upgrade helmet here because it has plus 48 intelligence. It has cold and chaos res. This one has cold and chaos res. It'll have slightly less life, but who cares? It's gonna be great. All right, so right now with this helmet, I'm actually undercapped cold res. I think I have 83 as my maximum. So we're missing 4 res. Not a huge deal. I'm still gonna rock this helmet for now because it saves me this passive point right here, and then this one right here. So that helmet basically is gonna be 2 extra passive points. Very, very nice. I will probably put them over here for this jewel socket, and then we're eventually going to put a cluster jewel in here, but for right now, let's use a regular one. I think I have... Yep. Oh, there's the cold res right there. Never mind. We solved our cold res. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that's a nice little upgrade there. Thank you. Whoa. All right. So I'm going in Rog here, just seeing what he has, and he's got these boots right here. So let's see what happens. Remove suffixes. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. Upgrade 3 mods by 1. Here we go. Hit the movement speed. It didn't hit the movement speed. All right, that's good. Armor is gone. That's fine. Fill empty mods. Here we go. Boom. Okay. It's like not terrible. It's not terrible. It's pretty bad, but it's not terrible. Remove life and cold res. Oh, jeez. I need to get like upgrade here. All right. What do we get? We got life, cold, chaos, 30% movement speed. Is it better than my boots? Life, cold, chaos, movement speed, but I lose the life regen. The life regen rate was essentially a multiplier. They're basically the same exact pair of boots. All right, so not really an upgrade, but I'll keep them for now. I'm going to end the delirium. Hey, thank you, Mr. Divine Orb. I do appreciate that. I think that was from delirium, actually. Very nice. All right, we have another Gravicious safe house here. Let's see what we get. A Wind Ripper. Interesting. This used to be a very meta bow for magic finding, but unfortunately, magic finding is kind of dead in its current state. How did it roll? Minimum attack speed, max crit, and decent damage, honestly. But this bow used to be way, way, way better. Look, it's still, you know, a few chaos, but pretty cool. All right, we just got the Incandescent Invitation. This is the Searing Exarch boss fight. We call this one Quest Exarch because it's obviously a quest item, the green. So it's a little bit easier than the regular boss fight, but it still will be a little bit of a challenge. Oh my gosh, that bleed was disgusting. I don't know if I go back in here. Okay. Yep, definitely not doing that. Nope, nope, nope. Tier 6. Tier 1 Hybrid Fizz. That is exactly what we're looking for. Sweet. Now, what I can do is I can take these 2 axes over here. So this one has T1 or T2 Flat Fizz. And And this one has T1 Hybrid Fizz. And I can take these over to the Recombinator over here in King's March. So how this works is it basically just randomly selects mods off of the 2 items and pulls it into 1. And ideally, I think you only want 3 or 4 modifiers total on an item to get a way better chance of getting what you want. Both of these, this one has 5 over here, this one has 6. So very, very low odds of hitting the hybrid and the flat fizz. But if we do, this is a gargantuan weapon. But I need to farm money before that happens anyway, so bye-bye. All right, so we're finally going to be capturing the boss of this map using a Divine Vessel, which is just a random drop that you get from other mechanics or just from monsters in general. And we're going to capture Varesh Shimmering Aberration, which gives us 30% reduced effective curses on you. Just a pretty good Pantheon to have in general. The reflect damage on the top doesn't really matter, so that's going to be nice. Also, I'll probably start capturing stuff for Solaris, because I'm about to go into boss fighting. And that's pretty important, so we'll see what happens. Whoa, there's a pretty cool drop. So these memories here are very rare and they can roll some pretty cool modifiers. This one happens to be very nice for crafting purposes. So it's about 3.5 divines on Trade League. I will be running this probably right after this map, honestly. And then we just straight up get an Omen of Blanching right after that. Blanching, which gives us a chance to roll up to, I think, 3 white sockets on an item. Let's read it real quick. Yeah, 1 to 3 sockets become white. And I got an Omen of Amelioration after that. That one's not really worth anything on hardcore because it just says if you die, you prevent XP loss. However, if I die in hardcore, I die. So not very good. Also just goes to show how much more loot you're getting in the higher tier maps. Once you get your Atlas tree, start filling it out and you get all the league mechanic stuff. And you get the just global quant, global rarity, all that stuff. Just goes to show you get a lot more loot. Holy moly. Holy moly. That's what I'm talking about. I have a pretty strict filter on here showing like good rare bases and whatnot. And we just got a butt ton of loot. So this is more like it. I just rolled, or just dropped actually, this axe with T2 Flat Fizz. This one also has T2 Flat Fizz, but has 6 modifiers. This one only has 4. So I'll be recombinating this and hope to keep the Hybrid Fizz off of this one and the Flat Fizz off of this one. All right, sick. We have captured Yugal, and we also dropped another Conqueror map. This is for a different boss called Cyrus. And yeah, looking pretty good. All right, I have the money in the Dust tier to recombine. I could min-max this a little more, I think, but honestly, I'm just going to go for it. Again, I'm looking for the Flat Fizz off of this one and the Hybrid Fizz off of this one. Let's see what happens. I'm clicking it and I'm not looking. Let's see. Oof. Yikes. Yikes. So we kept the Hybrid Fizz. So I guess we can roll this with another axe and see what happens. But we lost the Flat Fizz. I think I have another axe with Flat Fizz, actually. Yeah, I have this one with Flat Fizz, which, wait a second. I think this is actually kind of good. Because this one has Flat Fizz with Fire Lightning. This one has Hybrid Fizz with Fire Lightning. I think this is actually really good. I think I'm actually about to hit Flat Fizz and Hybrid Fizz. I think it's how the odd works. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. What do we get? We get Flat Fizz, no. Oh, come on. Ew. I might have made a worse odds for myself, honestly. All right. I don't know how the Recombinator works. Oh, well. All right. So before we go into the boss fight, let's go ahead and run the Einhar memory of Harvest Beast. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our Atlas and apply this to a random map. I don't think it really matters what map you choose. Maybe the tiers do matter. So I'm going to put it on. I like Beach. So what it's going to do is it's going to select this map and then it's going to basically create a whole little pathway here. I guess it's only 3 maps. Interesting. So go from Beach to Academy to Sepulcher. Then he's like, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thingy. I think you can modify this too. Yeah, you can definitely modify this. So it's going to have a bunch of modifiers on it based on the memory that you're running. This one is Harvest specific, so I'm going to get a bunch of Harvest crap. So I'll be right back. All right, so we're just going to start by alking it. Then we're going to chisel it. We got monster damage, blah, 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 blah. It's probably fine. 99 quant, 29 pack size. I'm cool with that. Let's get into the first map. This guy's crazy. Maybe I should end the Delirium. I'm going to end the Delirium. Goodbye, Delirium. There we go. Much better. Medium cluster. What is it? Brand damage? Is that what that just said? Pretty sure that just said brand damage. All right, this guy needs to die. He is very annoying. Oh my gosh. If we didn't have this chest piece on, we'd be dead already. For sure. Oh, he dropped a... I thought that was a 6 link. Never mind. That's a 5 link. GG. All right, then we go back to him. We just completed the map. He's going to have another one. So we're going to chisel it up. And then we're going to alch it. And that looks good to me. 28 pack size, 92 quant. It's not bad. So we're going to slap this one in too. Keep going. Whoa, we just got a bunch of fractured items from this guy. Interesting. See if any of these are good. This one has cold res, goodbye. Life regen, goodbye. Cold res, goodbye. Literally minimum. Actually, what's the flat on that? Tier 4, no thank you, goodbye. That out of here, and then the full Dragon Scroll spell surpass. Ooh! That's actually not bad. T2 PDR. That's very interesting, actually. I might be able to use this. All right, then here is the final harvest map. We get a bunch of red beasts. Some of them are replaced. This is a death sentence, so goodbye. Roll over that. Reflect Ellie. That's a death sentence for me right now because I'm still using the Combs Primacy. This one is actually completely free because I'm not running spell suppress right now, so let's go. I'm getting slowed. I'm getting kind of messed up. But the health bar is not moving. It's all we care about. I don't care how many monsters on the screen. I don't care how many. Ooh, transform an item. Increase the non-corrupted awaken. Huh? Wait, what? Didn't even know that was a freaking crafting recipe. Got a betrayal in here? Huh? Oh, this should give me the mastermind, actually. I just needed one more cycle. Yep, we got the mastermind safe house after this. Sweet. Sweet. So these monsters have, the red beasts right here have 150% more health, which is a lot. So they're pretty tanky. Probably just won't do betrayal here. It's not using my Atlas anyway. Already got the mastermind safe house as well, so it'll be all right. So the reason why this memory is expensive is because how beast crafting works, which you've probably seen the mechanic. You just kill the beast, Einhar captures them, and then they go into your menagerie, which is just like your hideout, just like another little place that you can go outside of the campaign. Little hub area. And inside of there, you get a bunch of recipes that depend on the types of beasts that are in your menagerie. And they're consumed, and you can trade them. So the obviously higher tier beast crafts is what they're called. Take higher rarity beasts, and this memory is a very good way to get a bunch of high rarity beasts. Normally these red beasts are, you know, there's only like maybe 1 or 2 of them in your maps, and in this memory alone we have 8 additional red beasts, which means we probably have, you know, close to 10 or something like that. I don't know how many I've killed so far. And on top of that, where is it? 4 red beasts in the area are replaced by harvest beasts. That's like the 4th mod down. I'm looking on the right side here. That one is pretty good because the harvest beasts, as far as I know, have some rarer crafts associated with them. So, do I recommend you run this? You could. But if I was on Trade League, I'd probably just sell it for the 3.5 divines, not worry about it. But if you like to gamble, I suppose you could just run it yourself. Yeah, as you can see, our damage is not the best here. I mean, to be fair, they have 150% more life here. But our damage is still not the greatest, which is why I'm trying to get a weapon upgrade as soon as humanly possible here. Oh, Soul Eater on this guy. I didn't even realize that. Soul Eater makes this guy even more tanky. Also, I think I trolled with the recombinations earlier. For you guys, it was probably like a few minutes ago. I think what I need to do is get as few mods as possible on the axe and then recombinate it. So ideally, I might just alt spam into Hybrid Fizz or something, because I have Flat Fizz on one of the axes, and then I have a new base type that's like item level 83. I might just use Alteration Orbs and try and get Hybrid Fizz on it and then regal it into a rare. Actually, do I even need to make it a rare item? I don't think I do. I don't know how this works. I think you can recombinate a blue and a yellow item together. I'm pretty sure that works. All right, finally. Holy crap, that guy was tanky. All right, this map's pretty much done. Let's just go up here and finish it off. I haven't shown you guys a complete gameplay in a while anyway. This is a T16 map. Oh, monsters gain an endurance charge on hit. I didn't even see that first line right there. That's why everything is insanely tanky. because endurance charges give them, you know, damage reduction to both of my damage types. My Combs Primacy gives me, you know, nice little fire damage, and my, obviously, most of my damage, the vast majority is physical damage, but endurance charges mitigate both of those. No bueno. No bueno at all. So yeah, these guys are crazy tanky in this map, and my damage, honestly, it's still not that bad. That's just how good Earthshatter is as a skill. Very, very good. Also, I don't even have it at 20% quality. 20% quality Earthshatter is like a probably like a 15% more damage increase, because you go from how the skill works. Exalted Orb, very nice. And a Spine Bow, Reach of the Council. That is an oldie but a goodie right here, and this thing is very interesting. Look at all those words on it. How much is it on Trade League? Probably nothing. Yeah, 2 Chaos, Omega Lol. How the mighty have fallen. Anyway, what was I talking about? Wait, what was I talking about? I was mentioning something, and I was like, I can explain this. It'll be fun to explain. I'll think about it. I'll think about it while we finish up this map here. Hope you guys are enjoying this video, by the way. It's a lot of fun for me to just chill and play PoE and not have to worry about streaming and chat and all that stuff. Just make content for the sake of, you know, playing the game and having fun. It's been a while since I've been able to do this, so it's very fun, very relaxing for me. Go back to the good old days, so to speak. Anyway, that Exalted Orb is pretty good to get. I'm going to need them pretty soon. I'm probably going to have to spec into Harbinger soon, because I'm going to need Annulment Orbs. Annulment Orbs simply remove one modifier from an item at random, and I think that's going to help me greatly for recombination and stuff like that. Apparently we are forgetting about the betrayal mechanic here. Oops. Where is he? Punk, get back here. Where are you going, Gravicius? Where are you going, Gravicius? There's a bunch of monsters too. Holy moly. Holy moly. Alright, sweet. That does absolutely nothing, so just do that. We just care that he is on transportation and he is rank 3. Sure, you can go to research, buddy. Why not? I don't think I need to pick up the veiled items anymore. I've got pretty much every veil. I probably have every veil in the game at this point. Alright, and this boss shouldn't really do anything special. I don't even know why I'm recording it. Look how much less tanky this is compared to the Red Harvest Beasts. Kind of crazy. Alright, there we go. Like I said, it's going to be hard to like quantify the actual benefits of this memory that I just did, so I just recommend you guys sell it if you get something like that. Hey, level 93 in the middle of the Mastermind safe house here. Also, Mastermind safe houses are very good for XP because they're item level 83, monster level 83, you know, once you're getting red maps. And they get 200% increased experience gain while you're in here, so very nice for a general experience here. Oh, that was a little bit of damage there. Oof, ouch, owie. All right, we're looking for a Veiled Orb here, because that is very nice for crafting. There's also a pretty interesting flask that can drop. Yeah, it's pretty what we're looking for. Let's see what we get. Got the flask. All right. I mean, I guess it's something. And then we're looking for our Gravicius here. Might be him. It is him. 21 Molten Shell and a 6-link Coronal Maul. Well, I mean, I guess we tried. All right, so this flask has some unique modifiers on it. I'm looking for rarity. Boom, there it is. So now, I don't really care about this flask, but on every other flask that I have, I can now craft increased rarity of items found during effect, and this is pretty good because this affects gold gain. So when I need to farm some gold, I'll find a gold flask, which also has the same, but as, you know, its regular effect, and then I'll craft this onto it on top of that. It'll be just beautiful. And then here for the 6-link, I'm not going to use this ever, so I'm just going to sell it for 20 fusing orbs. GG. All right, let's go and do the quest Exarch here. We have a ruby flask, just because it gives me a bunch of fire, maximum fire resistance. So for a certain phase of the fight, which I won't spoil, that's going to be very necessary. Here we go.
Your absurd defiance ends here, hatchling.
Ooh, that was a bunch of damage from one hit. Careful. Alright, damage is not bad though. Hours.
Annihilation.
Alright, so here's going to place runes down. You just run around in a circle. Disintegration puts that wall down. Now he's back to auto-attacking. This attack just moved to the edge of the arena. He's going to make a big boom. Boom, there it is. Now we go back in. That's pretty much the entire fight, except for one specific phase, which we will see very soon. Woo! Watch out for the firewall. Remember that. All right, here we go. So he's gonna spawn a bunch of balls that start rolling at you. Maven's gonna pop a hole in them, so we just walk through the hole. That was not that bad actually for damage. Probably be fine taking a couple of these. If it doesn't pop a hole in a good spot for you, you can just use your movement skill. Don't use leap slam. It has to be a instant skill like frost blink like that, or I can blink over it. If you leap slam, you'll just be hit by the balls. Kind of silly, but that's how it works. All right, this is really easy because Quest Exarch. You don't get nearly as many balls on the ground at the same time. So not that bad. All right, Incineration. We're just going to let him do his thing. Looks like it was close, but the visual on that's a bit off, honestly. So you don't really have to be worried. As long as you're on the edge of the arena, it will never hit you. Unless, like, he's right here, obviously. If I was in the left corner right there, I would get hit by it. Very obviously. All right, here we go again. I do have my Ruby Flask. I didn't even pop it last time, so if I need it, I have it. Not too worried, though. Not too worried. Just dodge and weave, baby, as they say. Just dodge and weave. This might be the same amount of balls as regular Exarch. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not too sure. All right, so just don't panic there. If you have a Ruby Flask, pop it if you want. Incineration again. All right. That was a lot closer, but still fine. All right, Annihilation. Watch out for the runes on the ground. Just keep running. Here we go. I'm getting hit by something there. Is that an auto attack? I'm standing on a rune. Didn't even see it. I swear he's like spawning these right now, no? Hello. You please move off your rune. And we got Incineration. We need to go over here. We have a lot of runes on the ground here. Though he's almost dead, so. I'm gonna portal out and get my flask. Oh, you can't do portals. Alright, I could log out, but. Can you please die, sir? No way. Hey. we killed him while he was spawning ball phase with our Culling Strike. Very nice. So we got like at the last second there. All right, nice. Not a little bad fight. These are actually pretty interesting boots. There was like basically a melee totem. We got perfect roll on the life and 4% on that. I wonder what these would be worth. 10 chaos. Poggers. All right, there you go. Quest Exarch done. And this gives us our first, well, number one, it gives us a skill point for free. So we're going to put that just on the quant wheel. And it gives us our first Void Stone. So Void Stones are very interesting. So right here, you have these little sockets. And you can see how you get them. Defeat the Maven, defeat the Elder in the Shaper's Realm, defeat the Eater of Worlds, which we're about to do. And then we just killed the Exarch. So what this is going to do is it's going to raise the tier of all of the maps on the Atlas, except for, you know, the ones that are up here, the tier 16s. So when you have all 4 Void Stones, every single map on your Atlas becomes tier 16. And then you get to start using these favorite map slots over here. Now, I believe each one of these favorite map slots gives you a 10 times chance of dropping that map rather than any other map. So if you have every single slot unlocked, there's a lot of stuff you have to do to unlock these. You have like a butt ton of chance to get, like, if you'd like one specific map, you can just run it over and over and over and over. And then the Void Stones is how you get every map to 16, so it doesn't matter, you know, that you're missing out on loot anymore because everything's tier 16. So very cool mechanic. That was just one of the bosses. There are a lot of in-game bosses in this game. And hopefully you see quite a few more of them. Also, one thing that I'm going to do here is automate my flasks. It's just something I like to do when I'm at this point. You can easily do this when you're in Trade League just by buying these currencies right here, the Instilling Orb and the Glassblower's Bauble. Unfortunately for me, I'm playing SSF, so I don't have the luxury of buying stuff. For right now, I'm going to automate, actually probably this one and my phasing flask. I just like the feeling of phasing because I only have, I think I have one more, yeah, I have 2 more Glassblowers. Actually, I have some percent flasks. Oh yeah, baby. Come on, come to me. Come on. We got any percent fast? No, we don't. Unfortunate. Here is the power of importing your own character into Path of Building. So go over here to the top left, import, export, build. Type in your account name, not your specific character, but the account that you use to sign into pathofexile.com. Then it's going to pull all your characters from every league. In this case, this is the right character. So I'm going to import the passage tree, the items. Now this looks, you know, pretty accurate, but you have to go over here to the config tab. Then we're going to hit things like put this at Guardian Pinnacle Boss. That's just the gold standard of testing your damage in this game. Everybody uses it. So just click Guardian Pinnacle. Then here for the Pantheon, you're going to be running probably like Solaris or Lunaris. I had Lunaris on actually for the Exarch that I just killed. It's probably had Solaris there. I have Yugal here. Banner doesn't matter. Blood Stance good. We do have endurance charges. We are not using power or frenzies, at least not bosses. We can't sustain frenzy, so I'm not going to check that. Sure, we have life tap. We are also fortified. We have max rage. We'll type in a big number. It's going to be capped right here anyway, so it doesn't matter. It'll just always, POB knows what your max rage is, so you can just type whatever number you want. Number of allies. I think we have 5 allies because of, no, 4 allies because of Herald of Purity. Number of nearby enemies, 1. Have you been hit? Yes, I've been hit. Then we look here, blah, blah, blah. Do we intimidate? I don't think I have a source of intimidate right now, so I think that's a no. This all looks good. Okay, and then the last thing here is to go over here and turn off Molten Shell, because that's going to inflate our defenses quite a bit. So, according to Path of Building right now, we are sitting at about 500k DPS on the impact of Earthshatter, but remember we have spikes that come out, and let's just say we hit, 3 spikes at the same time on the target, so it's roughly, another million damage or so per second, so we're sitting at like 1.5 million boss damage, which is not terrible, again, considering that we are using a 5-link, and we are still using a Combs Primacy Axe. So, let's just do a hypothetical here, and say that the axe that I've been trying to recombinate actually happens. It's going to be either a Vile Axe or a Karui Chopper. These are the best for slam builds, because slams hit very slow, and you want them to hit very hard. So the Vile Axe and the Karui Chopper are the 2 best bases for that. Let's say it's on a Vile Axe, and let's say we hit decent Hybrid Fizz, so like Tier 2, Hybrid Fizz, and then we craft on, or then we get Flat Fizz as well. So like T2 Hybrid plus T2 Flat, and then add crafted modifier. We're gonna do percent Fizz Impale. So it just needs an open prefix. We can easily craft that on. And then let's say we have a little bit of attack speed on top. So this is an 815 DPS weapon. This is roughly what I'm looking for. Let's just add that to the build. So straight up, just going to this right now would give me basically, it says how much damage? 36% more damage. But again, that's not factoring in the attack rate but that's not factoring in the spikes as well. I'd imagine this is more like a 40% damage upgrade. And then if we get that plus a 6-link on here, which is going to be Brutality, almost assuredly, there it is. We go up, we basically double our overall damage just from getting that axe upgrade plus a 6-link. So that is obviously what I'm going to be working towards, is upgrading the weapon to get, way more than double damage. Oh, we're sitting at 1 million there. We're sitting at 680 per spike. Oh, also, if I get the last 4% quality here, we get how many spikes per hit? 6 fissures, max 18 spikes. So honestly, basically all of these spikes are hitting the target, just the way Earthshatter works. But let's just say, again, only half, so 3 spikes. So we're sitting at, 1.8, basically almost 2 million DPS on the spikes. Another million there. So we're sitting at 3 million. Actually, we was that double? What were we sitting at before? So we'd basically be sitting at around 3 million boss damage, doubling our overall damage with just a 6-link and then that axe upgrade. So obviously, that is what we're working towards, boys. And then finally here, looking at the defenses tab. Now, this is a bit confusing. The actual number you want to look for here is Fizz Max Hit. This is by far the most relevant number to your overall survivability. The elementals are pretty important as well. But if your Fizz Max Hit is low, that is almost assuredly why you're dying. You'll see a lot of builds that run Block Chance and like uncapped spell suppress. These numbers will be a bit inflated, because guess what happens when you don't block the hit or you don't suppress the spell damage? You die. So the max hit values are what you're looking for. The effective hit pool is what can be easily inflated by things like block chance, spell suppress, whatsoever. Now, spell suppress is a very, very, very powerful stat, but you need 100% of it. So just for example, if we just go to the custom modifiers here under the config tab, and I type in 100% chance to, can't spell, chance to suppress, really can't spell, suppress, spell damage, all of a sudden you see that it raises our max hits, especially for the elementals, quite considerably. So we go from about, the mid 50s and like the low 20 for Fizz Max Hit. Now we're at like, 25k. So we increased our Fizz Max Hit by, what is that, a 25% increase, and our elemental max hits by quite a bit as well. So spell suppress is a very, very powerful stat to get into an in-game build. Also, one other thing that this enables you to do is look at your passive tree and look at things numerically. So in this case, I am still working on cluster jewels over here. Don't have those quite yet, but if we go down here to this button that says show node power, click that, wait for it to load. Actually, while it's doing that, you can still click this. I would go down to the combined DPS menu. So it's going to sort every single passive point on the skill tree relative to your current setup, obviously, but it's going to sort them all by how powerful they would be if you allocated them. And you can, after this is done, it should be done any second now, click show power report and then search by per point, sort by per point. Then you just go over here and it's like, okay, the best node for you. You spend 3 points, you get 50,000 damage per point to get Harpooner. Makes a lot of sense. I'm a physical damage build. So obviously things like that can help you plan out your passive tree a little more if you're kind of lost on what to upgrade next. Also, one other thing here is the Kirax Vault Pass. Now that I'm in tier 16 maps and doing the bosses, I'll go ahead and just claim all this stuff. You just get some free loot. It's basically a battle pass. So you get, one free and then one paid item. I have all of these unlocked, so I'm just going to run through them all. Yeehaw! Simulacrum. Actually, that's really good for me. Let's go. 15C for Simulacrum Poggers. Oh my gosh, that was very close to death right there. And I just consumed my Omen of Adrenaline again. I am playing with fire right now, boys. It's T2. It's T1. All right, well, we got T1 Flat Fizz on that. And we have no hybrid. So T1 Flat Fizz, we're going to roll this one. Try and get like T2 hybrid. We'll see what happens. T2 hybrid by itself. Wait, can I recombine this? Can we just put this in? Wait, hold on. Does this work? Hold up. Oh my gosh, you can. All right, so literally all we're looking for is the hybrid and the flat to go together. If this happens, this is so good. Come on, baby. Let's see it. Come on, baby. Let's see it. Let's see it. Come on. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Dude, this is so good. And it has an open prefix. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Red alert. Red alert. It has physical attack damage leeches, man. No. All right. So what we have to do here is get an orb of annulment. So we have to farm harbingers to get these annulment shards or just straight up get the orbs. And then we have to YOLO it on this and hope we hit off physical attack damage leached as mana. Oh, this will be so... This honestly is already an upgrade if I just craft attack speed on it. But nah, dude, we're going to craft on % Fizz and Pale. It's going to be juicy. Oh, I can't believe it though, dude. How did we get the mana leech? All right, we just dropped 2 of the best bases in the game. The best armor evasion helmet and the best giant slayer, or the best armor helmet. So that'll be very nice for crafting purposes. All right, and we also have the Screaming Invitation here, which is the Quest Eater fight. So here we go. Let's see what happens. I didn't even bother changing my flask out here. We should be perfectly fine on the quest version of the fight. We have a lot of physical mitigation. This guy is largely physical damage plus some lightning. So we can pretty much just tank all of these. This thing right here normally hurts, and yeah, it does no damage. We're good. We're good. All right, this laser beam might hurt. Dodged it. Nice. I like this fight way more than Exarch. The immunity phase. All right, this shouldn't... Yeah. Why didn't it even hit me? What? Okay, here. So we have to stand on these spheres, these purple spheres. They're going to glow like that when you're done. Stand on them for a few seconds. Don't get hit by this beam for too long or it's going to hurt. Boop. Should be done. We don't have the most damage here for sure. And then these little orbs you see on the outskirts of the map right here, those little black orbs. I think with those, you just have to look at them. If you look at them, they'll go away from you. Otherwise, they keep coming towards you. And then once they're on you, they start drowning you. And it's just like a slow damage over time if you stay in it, and it'll kill you. It takes like 3 seconds to kill you or something. It's not like damage-based. So just be careful of those. Other than that, that's the entire fight. Just gonna dodge that. They do so the tentacles do damage when they slam, and then when they come back, sliding on the ground towards you. So be careful. A little bit sketchy sometimes with this phase, based on where the balls are, like right here. All right, we're good. Yeah, that took a little too long, quite frankly. Whoa, that could have been bad. All right, we're gonna pop a war banner here. Hopefully, go for the kill. That wasn't gonna hit me. All right, we got it. It's nice. We got terrible boots, but we got another keystone, another void stone. So we're gonna open up our atlas, slide the void stone down into here, and all of a sudden we're getting some more red maps everywhere, and we get our extra skill point. Don't forget about that. Gonna keep going around the quant wheel. Beautiful. Ah, look at this idiot. Got himself stuck. Look at this bozo. Got himself stuck on my minions in the door. Oh, and now he's gone. guy's so tanky. Please die. Please die. Literally wasted my entire delirium just to do that. This guy lying. Ooh, we just got a doubled map drop. Let's go. Huge. We got another recombination going on here. This time we have, I think, T3 hybrid and T1 flat. So I'm kind of settling here on T3 hybrid. It's still very good roll. So we're going to recombinate these and hope that we should have all open. We just have to hit 50-50 twice because we'll have an open prefix and we just craft on %fizz and be done with it. So it's a 50-50 whether to keep the prefixes. Here we go. Oh, unlucky. Hey, we just got another Atlas skill tree. I don't think I mentioned the previous one, but yes, you actually do unlock multiple Atlas skill trees. You can just use the drop-down menu here. And you can just totally use more points on your tree for free without respecing. See, here I have 108 points left. That's my tree that I'm currently using. So I have a third tree now. Very nice. All right, so there's a ton of text on this map, but pretty much none of it is scary except for minus max resistances, and that's about it. So a lot of text does not necessarily translate into a lot of fear for your maps. Just keep that in mind. Hey, we got another opalescent oil just in case we need to change our amulet out or something. We can just re-anoint. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice. All right. This map is insanely dangerous. Shocked ground, double fizz as extra, and some other stuff. Reduced armor on me. This is a really dangerous map. I'm just going to bum rush it straight to the boss and see what happens. All right. That actually wasn't bad whatsoever. Might even be able to clear the map, but honestly, just not going to take the risk. Let's get out. Here's a funny map here. Hall of the Grandmasters. Now, unique maps do count towards your Atlas completion right here for the skill points, but not all of them. Hall of the Grandmasters is one of them because this map is stupidly hard. Even at a tier 10, probably wouldn't be able to complete it, so I'm not going to. So we're just going to run one of these over here so we can almost complete our Atlas. Let's go, baby. So cool thing here is that I just completed Lookout at level 77, which is a tier 9 or 10 map. So it's not red. However, it just gave me my bonus completion when Lookout is a Lookout is a tier 16 map. And the way I did this is because all that matters is that you have to kill a corrupted rare version of the map, and it can be any tier. So I got this map from Kirak as a yellow, but I still completed it corrupted, therefore it gave me my points. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is our final map. Once we complete this, we have gained every single Atlas passive point from regular maps. Actually, I'm gonna do the Essence one. And then we can just respec our Atlas tree and start farming some stuff, like Harbingers and Harvest and Delirium is likely what I'm gonna do. All right, we have done every single map on the Atlas in terms of regular maps. There's still a couple unique maps here and there. But every single one of these in my stash tab, we can just see white lines all underneath these maps, which means we are 100% good to go with the majority of the Atlas points on the tree. Now we're still gonna get a few more from Maven Mechanics and those unique maps like I talked about. So what do we do now? Well, most people, they're going to want to get all 4 Void Stones, which again, when you have all 4, every single map on your Atlas will be tier 16, which is very fun. You can just run any map you want. Right now, I'm actually going to make some favorite maps here of Strand, just because Strand is a very nice run. Why did that? Hey? Hold on. Where's Strand? It's a very nice layout map. There it is. It's all the way down here. It's a tier 10 right now, so maybe I can't do that until we get all both of our Watchstones. So in terms of tier 16, this is my favorite map to run. Let me check real quick. Beach. I like Beach quite a bit. Glacier's not bad. Underground River is not bad. Coves is also not bad. Ashen Wood. I like Ashen Wood. Infested Valley's pretty good. Yeah, I think Ashenwood Beach. Pretty nice. Let's go like 2 on Beach, 1 on Ashenwood. So we're going to work towards our 4 Watchstones, which we need to kill the Maven for 1, and then the Elder in the Shaper's Realm for the other. So that's the Uber Elder fight. First thing I'm going to do here is swap to a totally different Atlas tree. So put some points in here. I still want some essences because I'm solo self-found. We'll just book it straight up the middle here. Instead of going around the Kirak wheel, now what I'm going to do is, because I know I'm going to go spec into Harvest as well, We'll just go through here like that. And come up here. I'm also going to need Harbinger at this point. So let's get some Harby nodes. Honestly, you can get another currency shard there. Then we're going to go down here, up like this. Now we're in the middle. I can come over here and go through Harbinger. Boom, boom, boom. Get the middle nodes there. And then I'm going to go here, get the harvest nodes. And then we're probably just going to go like this. What does this give? Ooh, logbooks. I do need expedition, but I don't really want to do that right now. So we're going to go up here. And these are like the bossing specific nodes. So this one is really good. Final boss in each map has a 3% chance to drop an Elder Guardian or Shaper Guardian map. For solo self-found, this is extremely important to actually, you know, fight the end game content. So I'm definitely speccing into that. But also I'm going here to destructive play. So when you fight a map boss, she casts up the stakes and you get 1 to 3 additional bosses in that map, which is very good. And I don't think it matters which side we go in on here. Oh, it does. Drop Maven Chisels or count as witnessing another map boss. That's kind of good. I don't really need the Maven Chisel, so I'm going this way. All right, up the stakes is going to be extremely good for getting to those, again, those end-game encounters. All right, and then from here, I can kind of just spec into the content that I want to run. So I'm going to need Delirium. I know that. So we're going to go down here, get the big boy Delirium chance. I think some of these nodes over here are kind of good as well. Maybe not. We just need the mirror to show up. I want chance for Delirium. There's another Delirium chance. Is that Delirium chance over here? Yeah, this is all Delirium chance. We're going to go over like this. Boom, 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 boom. 3% chance to have layers of Delirium. That's not terrible. I'll take that. Now I'm going to continue filling out Harbinger and Harvest. So here are the remainder of these Harvest nodes right here. Have I missed any? I think we still want these chance for maps to drop 1 tier higher. I'm pretty sure because that's going to help us sustain some maps. You can get a crafting option as well. Why not? All right, then Harvest right here. Boom, boom, boom. I want this for the Quant of the Life Force. Then we can get some Expedition here, I suppose. I really like this node, but it is extremely dangerous. This one turns your explosives and Expedition into just one big boom. The big boom node. But you get all the modifiers active simultaneously. So it could be very, very dangerous. Let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. I want the vendor refresh currency. Yes, I do. Chance to get Expedition. Sure. And then we'll look over here. I think this is all... Where's chance for Expedition? I already got it, didn't I? Yeah, we don't care about this one. There's some Expedition stuff up there. Yeah, there we go. Plus 8% Expedition. You can do that. What am I missing here? Harbinger. Did I get all the Harbinger stuff? Aha, Harbinger right here. Currency shards drop as currency items. Some would say that's a very important node to get. I'll grab all those. We have 11 points remaining here. What do we want to do? Let's block Ultimatum while we're here, because Ultimatum is so terrible. We're not ever going to run that, period. Ah, that's what I'm missing down here. Expedition chance. Plus 12, plus 12, plus 20, and then we can do just like one of these. Artifact quant isn't that important. I think we can get one more point somewhere else, like probably around this quant wheel, honestly. Boom, done. All right, so for right now, this is kind of what I'm doing. We have a good chance for Delirium, a very good chance for Harvest, and Harbingers. That's pretty much it. Maybe I don't need these nodes right here. Also, I'm definitely wasting a point right there. I'm wasting one of these, right? Am I not wasting any of these points? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm not wasting any of these points, bro? Huh, I guess I'm not wasting anything. All right, this is more or less what I'm going to be doing. So let's see our slash played right now. Slash played is 23 hours and 20 minutes to basically clear the full Atlas. We're still going to get our 2 Watchstones. If I was in Trade League, I'd just buy these and complete them right now. No problem. We're definitely strong enough. Again, we're on a 5-link still with a Combs Primacy Axe. Absolutely wild. Just goes to show how powerful Earthshatter is as an ability, as a build. Very, very, very powerful. I'm feeling very tanky right now. I can take on pretty much everything without thinking about it. That's why, again, we're speccing into like the big boom Expedition node as well as destructive play, the up the stakes node for Maven. So I'm gonna continue mapping here and hopefully get some big boy upgrades coming soon. All right, we got our first big boom. Let's just put it down, see what we get. I'm going for it. You only live once, you know what they say. Oh, we got a Soul Eater on our first one. Expedition Big Boom Soul Eater. What a combo. It's like he's a joke, though. Hello. Can you die? Thank you. All right. That was not nearly as scary as I thought it was going to be. Very nice. All right. Here is the first example of Up the Stakes from Maven. Let's see how many bosses we get and what they are. And if we get some big boy loot. Oh, we got Piety on the first one. Piety's kind of dangerous because she shoots out her big boy laser like that. Gotta dodge around it easy. Watch out for the Piety beam, boys. And goodbye. And then the final boss. All right, nice. So you can see quite a bit more chances at loot there from the bosses. All right, we just got 20% quality and level 20 on Earthshatter. So what I'm going to do here is slap with a Vile Orb and hope to get 2120. Boom! We got 1920. Oof. But good thing we can still level this up. So it's just going to be a 2020 once we get that. But 20% quality is very good because it now shoots out an extra fissure, which shoots, you know, extra spikes. Big boy damage. Very nice. All right, we're doing Delirium plus Expedition Big Boom. If I can do this, then I think I'm going to be perfectly fine. Juicing up these maps, you know? Be perfectly fine. Nice. All right, that is exactly why we upped the stakes. We just got a Shaper Guardian map and double Elder Guardian map from a single regular map. Pog. That was very close. All right, welcome to the start of day 5 here. I kind of forgot to do an outro for day 4. I apologize for that. So let's do a slash played real quick. We're at 1 day, basically even, so 24 hours on the money. And the goal for right now is to just farm up currency, mainly the annulment shards, to make an annulment orb, so that we can hopefully craft an upgrade to our weapon, because we're in dire need of a better weapon. I tried to run some Guardian maps. I killed one. We killed the Purification, so the Purifier, the Elder Guardian. Then I tried to run another one, and I am Maven Witnessing, and I just didn't have the damage. Well, I had the damage, but it wasn't enough to feel reasonable. So I really, really need this weapon to get upgraded. And again, to do that, we're looking to annul off the Mana Leech modifier. Once we do that, this weapon is going to be very, very good. But let's see what happens. All right, so we just got a pretty interesting ring drop here. So you get different base types when you get to the higher tier maps. They call them Atlas base types. This one is a Vermilion ring, which the implicit is % increased maximum life. So let's try here. This ring's not amazing. It has all res, cold res. If I take this off, I'm still capped lightning. So I just need a little bit of fire and, you know, quite a bit of cold and some chaos res. So if I can slap this guy in here, I think I'm going to throw an alchemy orb on it first. Boom. Hey, we got all res on it. Hold up. That's kind of what we need. But if I slap this guy in here and I go chaos, let's see. Oh, it only costs 100. Wow, that's so good. If I can just roll chaos here. Oh my gosh. Wait, that's a crazy ring. T1 accuracy, T2 strength, T1 chaos, T1 life. Wait, that's crazy. That's so good. Oh, if I was on Trade League, I would sell that instantaneously. That's so funny. I'll just put this in here. And look, if I craft on, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to waste my chaos orbs on this. But wow, if you craft non-channeling on this already, how much is this ring? Let's say T1. That's so good. Yeah, literally they don't exist. Let's do not T1 accuracy. Let's do like 300 accuracy or something. Nothing on the market. All right, let's take the accuracy off without. No way. Nah, it's not worth that much. There's no way. Is this a mirror tier ring? Whenever someone lists something for a mirror, that means it's up for mirror services. So you have to provide the mirror yourself. They keep the item. Then you just, you know, mirror the ring with a fee and then boom. Dude, this is a really freaking good ring. Oh my gosh. It's not good for me, unfortunately, but I can't roll over that. Just, I can't. Out of respect for this ring, I cannot roll over that. I can't believe it was one click. One click! Guys, we've had some lucky moments in this playthrough so far, but that's insane. Yeah, as you can see by that kill right there, it takes quite a while when you don't have that much damage to kill some of these expedition monsters that are regening a butt ton of their health. which is exactly why I'm trying to get a weapon upgrade right now. Kind of bad, actually. I need to kill him right now. Vernatia. Okay, we are full. I love up the stakes so much, man. Look at all that loot. Sentinel time. Oh, we got the Wildwood as well. I strongly recommend that you guys do not enter the Wildwood here. This thing just buffs the monsters up like crazy and hardly gives you any rewards. Maybe this is buffed in a future league if you're watching the video later on, but for right now in Settlers League, Level 94. Let's freaking go. All right, Harvester. All right, Harbinger, give me a Nolan, please. That would be great. Go craft my weapon as soon as I level up. Come on. I'm not even going to save the clip until it drops, because it's dropping right now. 3, 2, 1. A Nolan orb. You bought! Oh, nice. We got our first synthesized map here. So I'm just going to run that right now. Should get some pretty dank loot from this. Plus, we're going to Maven Witness it for some extra shenanigans. All right. Hello, Mr. Synthesis Boss. What are you going to give me today? I think this is the... Yeah, this is definitely the fire map. So we're going to get a... Oh, you know what's going to happen? Up the stakes. Maybe. Oh, shoot. That was some damage. I don't really know this fight too well, so... be careful. Yeah, my damage is not amazing for this at all. Alright, dodge that. GG. I should be dead here. Whoa, speaking of dead. There it is. Topaz Ring. Alright, let's see what we get. Cold damage, lightning damage, and we got Herald of Thunder, Mana Reservation, Max Lightning Res. GG. Alright, so once you get to the point on the Maven quest line where it says complete tier 14 plus maps, every single time you complete 10 witnessed maps, you will get an Atlas invitation from Kirak himself. So just talk to Kirak, click that button, and then you can actually modify it as well. So this one's kind of crazy. Frenzy Charge, Double Proj, Steals Charges. I have less armor. No thanks. We're going to roll over that. Monsters cannot be leeched. That's a rollover. Extra Chaos, Extra Fire. That's a rollover. Extra Life, Crit. All right, that one's easy. This one's a joke. So we're going in with this one. I'll show you once we're done. I am like desyncing hard right now with this enemy. Look at this guy. Just like running around. Look, what is this? Am I getting like TP'd or something? Pretty sure I'm just like massively desynced. And I had this problem when I killed this boss during the map itself. So maybe I got bugged and it kept the bugged version of the boss. That's actually really funny if that's what happened. All right, are we done? Nope, we still have another one. One of the perks of being a Juggernaut is that you can pretty much ignore all content that doesn't have like 2+ damage mods on it. You can just literally AFK and everything. All right, what do we get? We got 2 Crescent Splinters. That's not bad. Not bad. So the Crescent Splinters are the way to fight the Maven boss fight. You need 10 of these total. Just for trade league purposes, they are 11C each right now. So to fight the Maven, it costs like 100 something chaos. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You're just going to be doing these once you're witnessing Maven maps. And you make progress towards the Eater Exarch if you witness Eater Exarch, obviously. All right, so I'm getting a little impatient here. So what I'm going to do is go over here to my Scarab tab, type in Harbinger, and we have all of these. Currency are duplicated. Cool. 50% chance to get replaced. Cool. Empowered Obelisk, drop currency shards, or probably just 3 additional. I think 3 additional. We'll do these. So we'll go boom, boom, 1, 2. I think this works like that. Done. And then I'll also go over here to Harbinger. So now I'm going to have 6 additional Harbingers because I have 2 of these. You get 2 from this one. So that's 8 additional duplicate currency shards. And then a chance to get a boss, which basically drops a butt ton more as well. And then here is the map that we're running. Should be pretty much free. So let's see what happens. Here's the first boss. See the big guy in the back right there. That's how we know he's a boss because he's large. I don't know why that was funny. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. Didn't laugh. Nobody laughed. All right, Harbinger, come on, baby. Let me see a annulment. First one. Whoa, HP bar. Hold up. Kind of getting slowed here. On the Juggernaut? What? Oh, the loot, dude. Look at the loot, boys. Oh, yeah, we might have a... we might have a annulment orb in there somewhere. You tell me. Wow, we actually got 0 annulment shards off of that boss. I'm not even kidding. We got 14 Ancient Shards. I think Ancient might be the same rarity as Annulment. I don't quite know, actually. But we've got literally no Annulment Shards. It's so unlucky, man. Round 2. What do we get? None. Again. Where are the Annulment Shards? Give me the Annulment Shard! Round 4, 8 annulment, 16 annulment. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, now we can make our orb. Let's just do that right now. Watch this, boys. Here you go. Ready? Put these in. Boom. And then slap it on. Boom. No! We took off the freaking flat fizz, dude. Actually, wait. I still have one. Wait. Where's flat fizz? I have one with flat fizz. No? That's T2 flat fizz. T2 flat fizz, but I can't really use this one, actually. So if I use this one with the T2 flat fizz, what's going to happen is it might put on the regular % fizz prefix right there, the serrated tier 7, and that would be not good at all. Do I have anything with like T2 plus flat fizz? This guy has T3 hybrid. Oh, nah, I can't use that one, man. I can't use this one. So I'm going to roll, give me a second. Oh, yeah, I got Tanuahis. I didn't even see this here. So Tanuahis are very, very interesting gloves. So it says 10% chance to gain adrenaline for 2 seconds and 10% chance to gain onslaught for 4 seconds when you basically fill your life up from leech, if that makes sense. So when you hit full life in this game, without any investment, the default way that leech works, as soon as you hit full life, leech is removed. So basically, whenever that happens, as long as I'm leeching and hitting stuff, I'll just have a 10% chance quite frequently. As long as I'm losing life, gain it back, boom, 10% chance to get adrenaline and onslaught. And they're both very potent buffs. So I might actually use these gloves. My gloves are not too crazy at all. In fact, they're really bad. It just need the Chaos Res. If I can find somewhere else to put this Chaos Res, I will slap these gloves on right now. There we go. T1 flat fizz. All right, T1 flat fizz, T2 hybrid fizz, but we have that prefix as well, the mana. There is a 50% chance that we bring that mana onto the new axe. I will be so sad if that happens. Chaos Res as well. Yo, if we get Chaos Res on this, that'd actually be insane. That would let me put on those gloves. All right, come on, baby. So we're going to put on T2 hybrid fizz. I don't have enough gold. All right, hold on. Give me some gold, baby. Give me some gold. All right, we're going to put on T1 flat fizz with T2 hybrid fizz and hope that we don't get the mana leech as well. Here we go. Clicking the button. Clicking the button. What do we get? Dude, what is this? What is this? I have another recombine. I'm going again. All right, T3 hybrid with T1 flat. Just go. Just don't show me. Go. Yo, are you kidding me? Get this mana leech off. What is going on? Did I just get the same mod twice in a row? Did I just get like stun block recovery leech twice in a row right there? I swear I did. All right, well, we are out of alterations. So we have to wait. We have to be patient. We have a T1 flat fizz axe here. You know what I'm probably trolling with, guys? You know what I'm probably trolling with? Not having max recombination. The last modifier here is rare modifiers are more likely to be kept. That's rank 6, and that's the max here. So maybe I should get rank 6 before I do this. Might be a wise idea. Holy annulment shards. Yummy, yummy. I think it duped, so darn. 32. Let's go. All right, whatever. We got T3 hybrid right here, and we have T2 flat right here. I'm just going in, boys. I'm freaking going in, bruv. Just put it in. Let me see it. I don't have money. Give me my money. Let me see it. I'm looking this time. Oh, nice. All I did was look. Finally, dude. All right. Nice, bro. So what we do now is go over here. Honestly, hold on. It's only T2, T3, so I don't know if I want to harvest. So I have 2 divine orbs. So what I could do is put this over here and go prefixes. Cannot. Oh, I don't even have this recipe yet. The Coward's Trial. Okay, we need to get the Coward's Trial map because this is very important. Well, what I would do is prefixes cannot be changed, so it keeps the hybrid fizz and the flat fizz. Then we take this over to harvest and we reforge speed, which guarantees there's only 1 speed modifier on a weapon, and that's attack speed. So we would guarantee attack speed on this weapon in some capacity. However, I can't do that because I can't lock the prefixes, so we're just going to keep this for right now. This is still a gargantuan upgrade because I can simply craft on physical damage and impale chance. Hopefully we get a good roll. We got a pretty good roll, so now we have a pretty good DPS weapon, 20% quality it. So this axe is 398. This axe is 702. Nice. Hello, 6-socket. Hello. Waiting for the 6-socket. Hello. There it is. All right, let's get a 5-link or a 6-link. All right, boys, I'm feeling a bit crazy. I'm going for the 6-link. And I'm going to spam instead of holding it down. Let's go. Give it to me. Come on.
Let me see it. I want the 6. Give me the 6. Come on. Give me the 6-link.
No. But what I can do, actually, is check my bestiary. Because I might have gotten a 6-link recipe from that Einhar thing. Let's see. Link. No. No. What is this? We need more than that. Come on. All right, so now I'm just going to walk over here back to town, talk to Lonnie. Hello, how you doing? I'm going to buy all of your using orbs.
Remember.
Got 100 more tries. Let's just stop at a 5-link so I can actually use this weapon. Give me the 5. There it is. Cool. All right. That is a massive upgrade over the current axe. If you look at the top end damage, which is what's most important, we're almost doubling our damage. So very nice. All right. 07 in chat to the Combs Primacy. You served me well, my good sir. But alas, our journey is over here. Goodbye, Combs Primacy. And one final thing here, because we did lose out on 5 rage on melee hit from the Combs Primacy being lost. So I'm going to simply change my mastery here from 30% increased damage, which is not that much, to instead gain 2 rage on hit with axes. We have another 1 from there, and then we have 2 from here, so that's a total of 5 on the passive tree. Doesn't make up for it entirely, but it does feel a whole lot better with that mastery. Also, this likely means that I can just bum rush all these Guardian maps now. We should have more than enough damage. Let's try with a Warlords map first and foremost. Temp chains, extra life is a yes. That's what I like to see, baby. Make sure I put this back to normal, quant instead of anything else. We're maybe witnessing. Let's get in there, boys. We got a boss. It's a very good indicator of our damage here. I think it's a hexproof map. It is not a hexproof map. I just missed my curse. Omega low. All right, here we go. Remember, this guy has extra life as ES. It is equivalent to 58%. And yeah, this would be taking so much longer. Very nice. He really didn't drop anything. All right. Sweet. Vitality boon is such a stupid Maven modifier. There he is. Oh, he's up. You have to get him to under half health in that phase or something. All right, we're just going to kill him right here. I popped War Banner. He's dead. He's dead. Look at that damage. We have so much damage, dude. Oh my gosh. What the heck was that? Those little fireball dudes are getting me. I don't believe that. They're so tanky too. What the heck? I'm about to lose this actually. No, please, wait. Don't do it. No. You punk. Get away. Saved it. Dude, I almost died right there. I have almost died quite a few times now. Whoa. We just got T1 fractured life on a heavy belt. That's pretty good. And it very high rolled as well. So on Trade League, it's not worth that much. But for me here on Solo Self-Found, I essentially get this exact belt for free. I can just like spam Chaos Reforge, which is what I'm literally about to do. All right. Chaos Reforge coming in hot. And we're out of juice. Dang. All right, we'll come back to it. All right, so I finally got one of my first cluster jewels that I need, the 12% increased physical damage that dictates what kind of notable skills can roll on this cluster jewel. Unfortunately, the top line adds 11 passive skills is not good. It can roll from 8 to 12, and you actually want fewer passive skills because how this thing works, let me go ahead and make it rare and get a couple mods on it. Let's see. Perfect. That's actually one of the nodes that I need. So how this thing works is it's a cluster jewel, so you have to specifically put it in a cluster jewel socket. So it says large jewel socket, boom, this will go in. So because this thing has 11 passive skills, the nodes that I want are going to be farther out of reach. So look, the minimum I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to this node. Well, it only has one node on it. So the amount of passive nodes that it has on it, the notable skills. So this one only has battle hardened. If it has multiple, it'll be a little easier. But basically, because it has 11 skills instead of 8 the minimum, I'm spending extra points to get to them, so it's not as efficient. So I'm still waiting on another jewel to drop. It's a medium cluster that gives exerted attack damage. I want a specific Warcry node. So until I get that, I'll keep farming and hopefully I get a better one. One thing that I have not mentioned this entire time, and we're kind of late into the video here at this point, I understand, is I save every single unique ring that drops for me in this tab here. I just have a dedicated tab to uniques. I save some other stuff too because I'm on SSF. But for the most part, a bunch of rings. And this is because if you vendor a full inventory, so nothing else, only unique rings, make sure they're all identified as well, you will get an item called Lore Weave, which is a body armor that has some pretty interesting stats and pretty interesting rolls. Now, it's not like super valuable, but if you get good rolls, it's pretty good. And it's definitely worth more than, you know, these unique rings for the most part. So I just have a habit of every unique ring that I get, just keep them no matter what. You definitely don't have to do that. It's more of a fun little game to play with yourself. Nice. Okay, so I have an axe with T2 Hybrid Fizz, and then I have another one with T1 Flat Fizz here. Unfortunately, this is the same axe that's been bricking over and over and over, and it also has that physical damage leached as mana prefix on top of it. I could use an annulment orb on this, but honestly, I think I'm just going to YOLO it. But I'm going to go ahead and wait until we get maximum level of recombination so that we can hopefully keep these rare modifiers. We'll see what happens. So we have another Maven's Invitation here. This time it is the Twisted, which are all of the Elder Guardians. So I'm going to go ahead and alch this bad boy. Oof, we're definitely not running Fizz Reflect. That'd be instant death. Curse Chain, damage, attack cast speed. That's actually not terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna run that. So the cool thing is that I'm gonna fight all 4 of the Elder Guardians at the same time, and I will get their fragments again, which is very, very nice. So it's not all 4 of them right away. It's just 2, and then after that 30-second timer expires, I'll have the other 2 spawn in if I have not killed these guys yet. All right, 3 down, 1 to go, and it's the Lightning Man. Put my banner down, get the extra damage, and should be dead here. All right, nice. We get 5 splinters. Oh, I got 1 fragment, so I guess it's only a chance to get fragments on this. Getting all 4 again would be kind of OP, no? All right, but nice. And I believe now we have a full set of Elder. Yes, we do. All right, so I'm going to run the Elder as well. I'll show the entire boss fight here. It's probably my favorite boss in the game. Maybe the Uber Elder fight is my favorite total, but Elder is a very fun fight. Kind of just sits here. Oh, Maven Witness just healed him. Dude, I love healing the Pinnacle bosses. So this is the first actual boss that I'm fighting here. This is a straight up Pinnacle boss. So the other guys are the Guardians. So they're in-game bosses as well, but this guy is the big boy, so to speak. It's really scary. Holy crap, I'm getting slowed. So we should slam here in a second. Gonna go for the slam. Let's see. I think it comes after this. Yeah, it does. There it is. Boom, slam the ground. Kind of hard to see that broadcast there, but he did slam the ground. All right, and then once you get him to, I think, that health right there, boom, 20%, 25%. He then goes to the middle, has a little invuln phase. I truly hope that there are no invuln phases in PoE 2, because I do not like them. And then he just spawns these portals. You just kill all the portals and the little dudes that come out. Takes about, a minute or so for all the portals to come out. And then we see Mr. Shaper over here, actually. Shaper is helping us seal away the Elder. Surely he will not get infected by the Elder at some point. Surely not. Surely the Elder will stay in his prison. Surely, guys. Spoilers, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. So yeah, we're just kind of chilling here. We love invuln phases. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And unfortunately for our Void Stones, this does not count. You have to kill the Elder inside of the Shaper's realm, which that is the Uber Elder fight. This is just plain old regular Elder. There's regular Elder, regular Shaper, and then Uber Elder is Shaper plus Elder at the same time. Pretty fun. So the big ticket drop from this guy right here is the Watcher's Eye Prismatic Jewel. So Watcher's Eye gives you mana, life, and energy shield as percentage just by default. But then it also has a chance to roll up to, I guess it always rolls 2 aura modifiers that are completely custom because it's a unique item, obviously. Now I'm not running any auras right now, but I will run Pride eventually, hopefully, if we get to that point in the end game. So if we get a Watcher's Eye, we're hoping for Pride modifiers. And if you're playing, oh! Okay, well, I guess not. Well, we didn't get a pride, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, you're supposed to stand in that red bubble. No way that's how we go out, man.
We must find a way to
No way that's how we go out. Well, you're supposed to stand in that red bubble here with Zana, and you're totally immune to the damage. I can't believe I just forgot to do. I don't think I've ever died to that, ever. Wow, that is so sad, actually. 07, dude. We died at level 94. Basically done with the whole Atlas here. Oh, that's so sad, man. I wanted to keep playing this character as well. Well, honestly, that's probably a fitting end for the video anyway. That's a cool bow. It's called the Hope Shredder. It gives bonuses based on frenzy charges, I think. No, I'm thinking of the Gluttonous Tide. I think this also gives you bonuses based on frenzy charges. It's like cold damage or something. And then the Fragment of Terror. This is the piece to the Uber Elder boss fight. So basically, all I would do here in solo self-found. Now we're in a regular solo self-found, by the way. We're not in a... Can I type /league? League. No, I can't. Anyway, so... Oh, yeah, I was right here. Solo self-found. So we are just in permanent solo self-found. When you die in hardcore, you don't actually lose your character. But you get transferred to the permanent standard league. So this is not even solo self-found settlers league. This is just straight up solo self-found, period. Like the perma league that no one really cares about. No one cares about perma... standard, perma hardcore, perma solo self and all that stuff. So really unfortunate that we died right there. Anyway, I think this is a pretty good spot to end the video. I got through everything that I wanted to in terms of like teaching purposes, and all that's left is to really just do the in-game bosses. And quite frankly, there's a lot of cool stuff out there for you guys to experience. There are T17 maps, which are kind of a bridge between normal pinnacle bosses. That's what we just fought in normal Elder. And then like the Uber Elder, I guess it'd be Uber Elder, which is kind of funny. There is an Uber version of the Uber Elder fight. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that there are Uber endgame bosses, which are just harder versions to drop better loot. And then there are tier 17 maps, which are way harder than tier 16 maps. They have completely custom modifiers, but they basically just serve to bridge the gap between that regular endgame content, such as, you know, regular Elder, regular tier 16s, all the Guardians, etc. And then the Uber endgame fights. Those tier 17s are kind of like smack dab in the middle. Anyway, that's pretty much all that was left to show you guys. If you guys want a follow-up, I guess I could level up another character, because I do have quite a bit of gear in my stash. I pretty much could just re-roll. So let me know what the reception is on this video, and I will I'll consider making another guide, maybe with the next league, actually. So I greatly appreciate each and every one of you watching this video. I hope it has helped you out in some capacity. I'm always willing to talk about Path of Exile and other videos, so just leave a comment on whatever video you're watching, or just come by my live stream, twitch.tv/WoolieGaming. I stream on here on YouTube as well. Pop a comment in. I'm always happy to help out. This is a Discord server, Path of Exile channel, all that stuff. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Way different from my normal content, so let me know. Thank you for watching. And what a stupid way to go out, man. That's pretty funny. All right. Thank you guys for watching one last time. Peace out.